Cheddar. Okay, I'm gonna wait to get more people on here. I really don't wait till tomorrow to talk about it. Augie. I think I'm saying that right. Oh, Kirsten. Wasn't really. I was kind of like debating on hitting live, but I'm like, I think not. But I'm waiting till I get more few guests on in here. My chat just gave up on it that fast. Yes, it. No, I didn't. The arrested thing? Because it's funny. It's hilarious. Also, David just spoke up about it too, by the way, so I guess let's talk about that. I actually did call it. I knew it was coming by corporate attention that David spoke up about it, and there was an email sent to every store through the email for it. Let me find it. And Aaron Fector also spoke up about it too. So Duncan spoke about it. Duncan spoke up about it. Duncan made a post about it. David McKillop's post about it. Aaron Fector posted about it. I like Aaron's response. Fucking love the guy. Alright, let me find it real quick. Hold on. It was earlier this morning too. And I fucking called it. Okay, it says here this morning, there's like an email from David McKillop's. This is from the shit. Damn, this fucking thing. It said, "Dear CEC team, franchisees, and partners." So this is like going out to everything nationwide. So it didn't take corporate long to like to speak up. Thank you. Yes, Aaron discussed it too. He said, "I am sure you have seen on the news from Wednesday night incident in Tallahassee, Florida, where one of our employees was arrested in the Chuck E. Cheese costume. I am extremely disappointed in the events that took place at our fun centers." Fucking stupid ass name. Damn it, can y'all just please call it 2.0 remodels? They're not fun centers. I knew he was going to say that. Sorry. Fun centers. Fun centers. Fun centers. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's horrible. Anyway, I'm disappointed in our employees and the allegations against him, and I'm disappointed in the police officers' unnecessary action that were taken in front of our kids and families. So, shit, I guess both of them were in the wrong. No, they still call them fun centers. Yeah, I know, it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, both of them were in the wrong, so I'm glad that he acknowledged both sides of the story. So, okay, David, that's awesome. Anyway, he says here, Chuck E. Cheese, the character, and our locations are committed to safe, wholesome family entertainment, and we will continue to work hard to deliver a fantastic entertainment experience as we have done for 48 years. Regards, Dave McKillop, President and CEO of Season Entertainment, and of course they had like the fucking address where the damn the place is at. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So that's fine. So let's get on to Aaron's comment here, which, hi. I didn't think Aaron was gonna hop on the boat and say something. I mean, we got Duncan out here earlier today speaking up about it, and he came up front about the news, surprisingly. And now we got Aaron Fector here who posted on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. He said, "How can I not repost this? This image of CEC being handcuffed and frogged and walked it out of the restaurant says it all. I mean, they let the hand of this costume perb. How did that happen? How this even be real? But it is. They didn't just arrest the perp in the costume. They arrested Chuck E. Cheese. Coming from Aaron, that says a lot, and that's why he's amazing. Aaron's amazing. W response from Aaron. I love it. He went to jail. He's on the bond actually. The guy's on the bond. I forgot how much it is, but the dude is actually on the bond, so he's still locked up right now for it for credit card theft and stuff. Uh, but hey, that's what happens. So, but in other news, though, let me do a follow up from yesterday's yesterday's incident. I guess you can say incident. So I was a bit hesitant about reaching out to Taylor. Um, I mean, buddy, they've been kind of they've been kind of they've been kind of they've been kind of they already have a screw reputation. Honestly, have you seen their 3 stage? That says enough. But it's true. That does make it more worse. Hit the 3 stage being in disrepair and not being a showbiz store, which by the way Tallahassee wasn't a showbiz store to begin with. Yeah, it does, and I think this is 10 times worse than the 3 stage being so much shit condition. I'm kind of glad that stage is gone, but I mean, still made it say too. But anyway, so I'm gonna just cut to the chase, and I was gonna wait till tomorrow, but I'm like, I'm gonna just do this now, since I just want to address this, whatever. So, the Taylor thing. All right, so like I said, I screenshotted it, the post, what Logan said about Taylor, and I was a bit hesitant. I'm like, should I reach out to Taylor? Should I not reach out to Taylor? Would this cause anything or what? And then I look back this morning, and the post is like deleted and stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm probably not gonna say anything. So I'm not gonna say what was said in the whole situation, and I bring it up to her, and I tell her what's going on. Like maybe you're aware, or maybe you're not aware about what's going on. And I told her I'm sorry for bringing this up to you. And then I was hesitant too. And the thing about it too, the moment I like send it, I see she was active, and I was like, holy shit, she's seen it real fast. So bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, whatever he was talking about, or Logan was talking about, it is not true. Um, that whole information or whatever he said in the post and some other stuff, that is absolutely not true. Whatever Logan said, and like I said, I'm not gonna disclose the information. Yes, this is a thing with Tay. So Taylor, she said that it's also not true. She said that no one in the family or whoever uh, has contacted him, and we were just talking about it. I said maybe he just mad because you got more opportunity, not opportunities. You got more attention from corporate than what he did around like 2 years ago. So we were just talking about that, and she made it clear none of everything or whatever Logan was saying that was not true. It did not happen, and like I said, I was hesitant bringing it up to her, but I was like, I'm gonna do this anyway, and so so that's what happened, and we started talking about that whole situation, and we were just talking about how this world has how so much negativity and not everybody want to see the other person do great and stuff. So um then she was like, she ended it off with, she's proud of me of what I'm doing and how far I come, keep on kicking butt. And I said to Taylor, like, thanks Taylor, that means a lot to me. And I told her, like, I can't wait till we do the interview, and she understands what I'm going through right now with the recovery and stuff. So she understands. So just at the end of the day, guys, that was just, I guess that was him starting some BS or whatever. I don't know, but oh, that wasn't true. So yeah, they did have some bootleg retrofitted ceramics. A buddy of mine, who lives in Illinois, and you might seen these videos before. He has a Raton in his ceramics collection. He has a Raton, a Jasper, and a Helen. Yep, it was called Boomis. So yeah. Just some stupid shit Logan or CTT Robotics said about Taylor. Like some false allegations or whatever. I don't know. It's just so much. Right? Right, there is so much drama going down in the community. And it's sad. Like I said, I was hesitant, but then Peace of Mind, she gave me the info. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go hit up Taylor now because you know what? I was like, I shouldn't. Because the moment like I've seen like the post got deleted, I'm like, I might not just hit up Taylor. I'm gonna just leave this alone. And then I seen what he said, because Pizza must send it to me on Discord, and I'm like, who the hell is this person? Like I said, I'm not gonna say what like it was said. So I'm like, okay, boom. And then I send Deshaun the messages too. I'm like, I'm gonna think about hitting up Taylor. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go hit up Taylor about this. So I went ahead, sent her the screenshot. She told me everything what went down, told me none of that actually happened. Then I said, okay, well, claim it from him. He said this, and that. And then she was like, that wasn't even true. To the point, like, oh my God, this is so crazy. To the point, he literally said that, was part of the story at least. He said that um, at BillyCon, people were saying that she was like promoting her OnlyFans, and I'm like, what? I don't, huh? Taylor, do that? Like that's crazy. So that part threw me off. Like, oh, an OnlyFans. I'm like, wait, this don't sound like Taylor. Taylor will never ban a YouTube for this, you know. But yeah, that part was a whole truth. So we just had a little one-on-one conversations about that and stuff. So yeah. So I gotta put this little guy outside, bro. But under that though, we had to see that Willowdale's grand reopening. Um, was last night, so that's finally out the way. hopefully we do not see another legacy store, and I know that's not going to happen anytime soon, so thank God for that, and hopefully we don't get to see no more after this, because Jesus Christ, um, that was aggravating. That was really aggravating, that whole storyline. Speaking of legacy stores, though, I see Liam finally uploaded his video from Nanyuik earlier today. I didn't get a chance to actually fully watch the video yet, but I'll be sure to give it a watch whenever I do have free time. That's the video I was waiting on the most from his videos, because I knew when he went back to Nanyuik he was going back and checking the little updates and stuff for like the store and everything. So I'm excited that he finally dropped the video and stuff. Give me 1 second. Talking about yourself, there's a little guy in here. Oh, cute. Alright, cool. Some people thought that was the reason why the bar closed, but that wasn't really the reason. He's missing the eyelash? Bro, are you spoiling it? Okay, I gotta watch it. Oh, shoot. Shit. Quick one. Oh, okay, crap. Oh, well. I have to watch it now. Willowdale was boring. I can agree with you on that one. Willowdale was lazy-ish stuff. Again, I'm sorry. Ava! Is it past your bedtime? But yes, Willowdale. I don't know, man. If I had to pick like which legacy store was the laziest of all and didn't put much effort into, Willowdale and Springfield kind of really fits that spot. Like it really shows how much laziness was put into that whole entire both of the remodels, I should say, and it just really shows, honestly, you know. Oh yeah, and you got Norfridge too. I forgot Norfridge. I mean, Norfridge's kind of decent actually. They're really kind of decent. That one was a decent store. If only they kept the retro, posters and stuff, then it could have looked pretty good. But you can't get what you want sometimes, right? Um, but yeah, man, I totally agree. I totally agree with that one. Um, Well, I mean, the road stage is officially extinct, so they didn't live to see another day. That, a lot of people thought that they were going to live to see another day. I still feel like it was bluff on corporate's part for not saying, like, hey, no promises, we're not going to fix the bonds. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? It's just, wow, okay. But hey, that's corporate for you. Can put the money and resources into anything fixed. But it was okay to do it back then when other shows were closing and then some parts went into other, stores. Perfect. you know, no notes. One of those shows not being in good shape on the Grand Airplane series. Exactly. That's the other funny part too. They didn't take the time. I feel like that one was really a rush they were doing. They only cared about like moving the statue for whatever reason, right? I don't know why the statue got moved, so that was kind of weird. You half-ass the video wall. The character posters are literally like, ugh. You don't fix up the boss. You fix like one change on Jasper, which is the mask, I want to say, and I think Mush got a new mask too from Mississauga. Got a Mississauga mask, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And the only thing that you pushing effort in is the superhero playground and the trampoline. No, they got a trampoline. Is a superhero playground. Like that's the only thing you put in effort into, and it shows. It really shows. Then your retro corner it's bland. Literally, I don't know why we think Canada needs a retro little spot because it doesn't. We already got one and it's at Pinesville and that was already superior in this art. Like, no, they didn't get no new mask. They just gave the mask over from Mississauga from the back. Oh, he had the same mask? I thought Jasper mask had changed or something. Did it change? I don't know. They said something changed about Jasper, and that's what I heard. Like, either Jasper or Munch, or maybe it was both of them got a change or something. I don't remember what it was. Okay, he had the same mask? Okay, so nothing really changed. Alright, so maybe it was Munch. I don't know. They said, like, or was it the hats? I'm not sure. I know something got changed. I don't know. I know with the munches, like the Peace Sign Theater munch, and you can tell like if it's a Peace Sign Theater munch mask, his his nachos will be like up, and that's how you know it's a Peace Sign Theater mask. Whereas like the masks now are like they're straightforward. Oh, okay, he was. Oh yeah, that's right. Mississauga never did have the not Mississauga. Tallahassee, Willowdale. God, I didn't think of the sword. Willowdale didn't have the hat for Jasper. He just was hatless for like some quite time. That's true, but I think with Munch they probably changed him over. I don't know, but again, it was a laser remodel. Um, it was a laser remodel ish store. I feel like corporate just didn't really have that much time and energy to like really do what they wanted to do. And it's like I just feel like Canada was just like a very huge mess of legacy stores. Like Springfield, they took their really good time on Springfield, so I'm gonna give them credit on that one. Pinesville, they took a lot of good timing into like making Pinesville really worth it. Same thing with Hicksville, Nanuick, it's the same thing. Northridge, obviously the same thing. But when it comes to like Willowdale, yeah, they really were lazy on Willisaga so much, and you can tell like it was becoming a dumpster fire mess from like, oh, we can't fix the road stage, oh, we gotta use the two stage, we can't fake a road stage, what are some suggestions? And it's like people are talking about the mask and the banjo, and then Mark's like, oh, these comments are so rude. And it's like, you know what, buddy? I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you at this point. But hey, we got 6 legacy locations, so hooray! Even though I think 5 should have been good enough, but you know, just like CEC, they go back on the words many a time, so yay, 6 legacy locations, and it's amazing. It's so great, so amazing. I'm hoping that, you know, this goes nowhere else. So yes, expect my beautiful rant essay about this whole Canada situation. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully be fun to record and not hopefully fun to edit because it's like, you know. But oh well. Stay tuned for that. And that's gonna be a doozy. A real doozy of a video. So yay. She's like, it's just, I think it's gonna separate the most from the rest of the videos. I guess I don't even know, bro. Again, I don't know. Like I don't want to be too harsh, but like I gotta be harsh. Get the people what they want. They say. So yeah. Anyway. Okay. We already played Escapades last night. We're not gonna play that again. By the way, I'm actually gonna work very soon on a collaboration like video of all of Donovan's reimagine shows that he programmed, like he posts on his channel. So I have them on the file. I'm actually gonna do like a reimagine of that. I watched a little bit I got to finish watching it. I was agreeing on some points of it actually. I was agreeing. I was on 2.0. So that's where I was. I was on 2.0. So um I was agreeing on some of what he was saying. Maybe I gotta watch the rest. I was agreeing something with 2.0. Oh, you flipping ad.
Or ship to another store for spare parts, which isn't a bad idea in my opinion.
Uh,
It would have been a good way to help recuperate at least a fraction of the losses they were taking on remodeling their stores, which cost hundreds of millions to remodel hundreds of these stores.
that is. I'm gonna play it back from the beginning though, because I was like, he did 2.0 remodels, legacies, and spin-offs. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go heat some food real quick. So guess what, y'all? Guess what we're gonna watch while I step out the room for a few minutes? We're gonna play everybody's favorite show. And yes, this is your mama's favorite show too. I don't know if this is her favorite show or not, but guess what? Step right up, folks. You're in time for the show. What show that is? The slideshow. The slideshow. The sideshow. I'm so weak.
Okay, folks, step right up. If you ain't been to the sideshow, you ain't been to the circus, dig? So now I want everybody to direct their attention to the center ring, where you'll see the most incredible freaks on earth. Yeah, we got Max, the best piano player in the world. And there's Mitzi, the breaking mouse woman. And Duke, the dog lord with no brain. And Beast Bear, that grotesquely disfigured half bear, half surfboard creature. Can you believe your eyes? I can't even stand to look at them. Step inside, hello. We promote us to make it show. We'll enjoy all you know. Come inside, come inside. We got more than shirts to the Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me? All I needed was the love you gave.
Ah, man. My bad.
Welcome everyone to the Circus Museum. Now I know the price of $1 might sound kind of steep. But just think of everything you get to see. Roman terracotta, from the banks of Etna. Statuary, commentary, see the temple.
Sucks for us because this was linked at BillyCon last year from the files or something, right?
Go into the garden to be showing you some rowing through a mile of the rapids on the Federal Way. Killers, fire caterpillars, duckings and the cyclops, red birds, blowing automatic sewing, Venus on a shell, words of fun. Educated, please the charm about the rich and needs to ladies join across the musical. Pizza made of ice, hot and costume back and then forgot the spots of cotton gin and night buttons on. Better see that twice.
Jeez, I wonder if somebody can tell Aaron this thing I found already. Dude! Yeah, sing it, dude. Beautiful. Oh yes, call it poison. You already know. The sound of an angel. Oh. Right? Actually, it's the full song too. Like, this is sounds like the Rockstar one. Okay, damn. Oh, oh. You call it poison, but I call it rock and roll, TJ. Biddy bop, biddy bop, biddy bop. Yeah, we don't talk about that one.
Well, no, I never wrote a song that has my name in it that many times before in the history of the world. And just in honor of that, we're gonna do another song for you from the Show Selector.
That was in the Golden Collection.
When those lights come on the Show Selector, you guys pick it. And well, looks like we're gonna play another one right now. Did somebody pick it on the Show Selector? Is something malfunctioning? What's wrong with the Show Selector? Oh, well, folks,
Well, I can't play it. I know hit the logo and hit my butt. Sorry, Paramount.
what's wrong with it?
What? Really good, Bob. Sources are saying that Looney Bird is still fixing the Show Selector till this day. Alright. Let's get on with this video here.
Hey guys, It's Rob here.
He said the
We're back
line.
again with another subscriber special
Oh my god.
because you guys keep
Wait.
impressing me.
Oh my god. That smell just posted. Shoot me already. Say the line, Bert.
Hey guys, it's Rob here.
He said the line. He said it.
We're back again with another subscriber special because you guys keep impressing me more and more with the continued growth of the channel. I'm not going to give a number comparison this time, but just know I really appreciate you guys for the continued support and thank all of you for this milestone. Now for the namesake of the video. I'm going to be going over the major endeavors of Chuck E. Cheese over the past 8 years or so, as I thought it would make for a unique video idea. I want to thank Cowboy Walks for giving me this video idea. To clarify exactly what I'll be talking about, I'll be discussing my thoughts on things such as the 2.0 remodel, the legacy stores, and their spin-off chains, such as Chuck's Arcade. I will be discussing the more serious topics, as I want to keep that kind of conversation away from this channel, but just know there are serious reasons to dislike the brand. Without further ado, let's get into my thoughts on modern Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay. Excuse me.
The 2.0 remodel began in 2017 as a way to bring Chuck E. Cheese into the 21st century by simplifying the restaurant's aesthetics. This would include the complete removal of most, if not all, older aspects of the restaurant, where prior remodels would sometimes mix the new remodel together with the older elements.
Yeah,
The 2.0 remodel almost never did this kind of mixing, except in the case of refreshes, which kept older booths around. This also included the animatronics, which was the first remodel to remove them on a wide scale. Technically, there was a variant of the 2015 remodel that would also remove the animatronics, but this was only done at a handful of stores. What do I think of these remodels, though? Well, there are aspects of this remodel I like. While I don't think the new exterior design is that good, there are a few stores that I think have shown that it can work. Most notably, the first one, that being the Stone Oak location in San Antonio, Texas. This has a slant at the top of it, and I think it really helps to make this exterior look not only unique, but actually pretty good. The cursive text they used in these earlier remodels also is nicer as well. In most cases, though, these exteriors just don't look that good, with the simplistic logo not looking that great, and I would have preferred they used the 2013 logo instead, since that was probably the best Rockstar logo they had for the exteriors. The interior is
The 2015 dance floor, dude.
Does it do its job of making the restaurants look simplified and modern? Yes, but I think that's a big issue with this remodel. Instead of making the restaurant look appealing and like a fun place for kids, it instead comes off as both bland and boring.
Olive Garden.
Most of these modern design restaurants are. I'm not gonna lie and act like the Cool Chuck reconfiguration has aged well, because it definitely hasn't with how stuck in the 2000s it is. In comparison, the Operation Thumb Chuck remodel has actually aged pretty nicely, and I think most aspects could still work in this day and age if Chuck E. Cheese wanted to go in this direction for the restaurants. I think what makes the 2.0 remodel especially unfortunate in this case is that this is supposed to be a place for kids. What kid is going to look at the visual design of these restaurants and be pulled in by it? It would maybe make sense for a more mature audience, but the company has made it quite clear that their target demographic is children. When it comes to the removal of electronics, I'm going to be realistic and say that most people do not care about this aspect of the remodel.
Thank you.
A lot of stores would not take care of their stage. Now, this was due to a combination of people not caring, from corporate to the people who worked at the locations to the people who visited the locations.
Thank you.
It still stands that this is an aspect that was mainly a concern to superfans, not the general crowd.
Thank you. He said it. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I agree with his statement. I really do. I'm agreeing with him on this. Not everybody care about the animatronics from the general public. That is absolutely true. Thank you, Rob. My flowers to give a that statement, bro. I loved it. I love it.
What I do think is a stupid decision is their destruction of the animatronics. They can make arguments about copyright and the issue of what people could do to their characters all they want,
Indeed.
but the fact stands that during their first bankruptcy, they were finally selling off their animatronics in the masses, simply de-identifying them by removing and destroying the cosmetics, but keeping the neck intact.
Well, okay, I think it's totally different from the time, because, like, I think from the 80s compared to nowadays, and I'm agreeing again on this one, I get it, IPs and what other copyrights can do, but nowadays, it's like, animatronics are just fading away. But, you know, that was back then in the 80s and compared to nowadays. I agree with this one, too. So that's, like, debatable, right? But animatronics nowadays, who gives a shit about animatronics? Being completely real here.
You could have easily still done this in the modern day, especially with how much easier it is to sell and ship things nowadays. Yet they chose to destroy them in most cases, or ship to another store for spare parts, which isn't a bad idea in my opinion.
Indeed.
It would have been a good way to help recuperate at least a fraction of the losses they were taking on remodeling their stores, which cost hundreds of millions to remodel hundreds of these stores. This is also another thing that makes the 2.0 remodels stand out from prior remodels. They push this remodel onto most of their stores, which no other remodel quite went to this scale of. Not only has this caused the destruction of so many pieces of decor and animatronics, but it's also contributed to Chuck E. Cheese being financially unstable and losing more money as time goes on.
They actually put
Oops,
money
sorry to
into
barge
the
in
show
like
with
this.
no different
Isn't
story.
it so annoying when an ad like this interrupts your fun? What if
Yeah.
I told you you could stop seeing ads on your favorite sites?
Yeah, okay. Duh. Legacy stores. Oh, here we go.
Although animatronics and decor would continue to be destroyed in 2.0 remodels, there would be a slight shift that would begin in 2022, with things such as the rocker stage and its animatronics being shipped back to the show's Peacetime Distribution Center.
Yeah, that's right before we found out that Jasper became a taxidermy, but the others are still around somewhere in there. Okay, anyway.
Which handles the distribution of things such as the company's arcade games, plus decor and animatronics. This was only the beginning though. As time went on, multiple other stores would also have some of its contents sent back to SPT.
Wait, hold on a second. What he said?
Continue to be destroyed in 2.0 remodels, there would be a slight shift that would begin in 2022.
No. Debatable. Because it depends how long SPT been around for. So the show's been saved by SPT for quite a period of some time. It was around 2020 that all started. The Legacy thing started like 2020. So, but SPT been around for quite some time though. So it really all depends when they first open up, how many stuff's been around there. So I wouldn't say 2022, but you guys know.
Things such as the rocker stage and its animatronics being shipped back to the show's Peacetime Distribution Center, which
No.
handles the distribution of things such as the company's arcade games, plus decor and animatronics. This was only the beginning though. As time went on, multiple other stores would also have some of its contents sent back to SPT, including locations such as Laurel, with their 3-stage being shipped back. This would begin to see effects beginning in late 2023, when Northridge would become the first 2.0 remodel to keep their animatronic stage. Other locations would soon follow, with Nanoit, Hicksville, Pineville, Springfield, and Willowdale all keeping their stages, with them receiving varying levels of the 2.0 remodel, with some receiving older decor or keeping their older decor.
Anyway.
Overall, I actually think legacy stores are a cool idea. Keeping the animatronics and a select handful of locations is an idea that I do like, even if they chose to do it way after they should have decided to do it. And in practice, I don't think it's as bad as some people say it is. I would have preferred if they had gone all out and remodeled the stores to an older remodel, but I'm fine with what they did here. I still don't enjoy the 2.0 aspects, but how many stages preserved is something I do think is important. It's clear based on their actions that the company doesn't actually care about preservation. This was probably a desperate move on their part to win some people back. But at the very least, these bots get to live on. I also do think certain retro elements they added back were cool, such as the Retro Thursdays at Nanoid with the older show tape segments, the Retro Sin at Pineville that has all sorts of old pieces that were pretty cool to see in person, and the edition of Laurel's Pizza Can at Pineville. Even Willowdale recently got some older pieces for the retro corner, though I will admit that this is both lacking and not the greatest art they could have chosen.
Yeah, right.
The statue is
True.
cool at least. It's also cool that the majority of these shows got their own custom show tapes and have working curtains.
Hate those show tapes. I hate those show tapes. I hate their show tapes. They're stupid. They're dumb. It's ridiculous. I hate their show tapes so much. 2 songs per skits is dumb. I hate it. They're not Studio C. You're not Studio C. Y'all not special. Y'all show tapes aren't special. Y'all show tapes are dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. We didn't lose programming for this.
though the lack of songs they play normally during a show tape is saddening,
Thank you.
with I believe it often being only 1 or 2 songs that are being programmed on these show tapes.
Yes.
At least Fireball's program shows that can be played at any time exist.
Yes.
Overall, I don't dislike the Legacy stores. They're not as good as they could have been, but it also could have been worse.
Right. I like spin-off chains.
Over the past few years, likely as a result of needing money, Chuck E. Cheese
Yes,
has
wearing
been rolled
reasons.
with several different spin-off chains, with the
Ah,
most notable one being Chuck's Arcade. This originally started as Fun Spot Arcade, and was mainly open between 2023 and 2024, with 2025 marking the start of Chuck's Arcade. By mid-2025, multiple Chuck's Arcades had opened, and any Fun Spot Arcades remaining were being converted into Chuck's Arcade.
Why getting antibiotic ketchup? That was so weird. Oops, my bad. God dang it, Mouse.
Alongside these, the Chuck E. Cheese in Kansas City,
Jesus
Missouri,
Christ, Mouse.
the former Peter Piper's Pizza, was converted into a Chuck's Arcade and Pizza, which, as the name
Rhea.
implies, also serves pizza. They also have a bunch of older decor, unlike other locations. Starting with my thoughts in Fun Spot Arcade, this was kinda boring. It was a room with white walls painted 2.0 style, filled with arcade games, but just the same kind of stuff you'd find at a Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck's Arcade, on the other hand, is a step up. I'm not going to say it's great or anything, but it definitely was the right move when it came to this type of concept. The entire concept was turned retro, with the walls painted black and retro decals being plastered all over the walls. These are definitely generic when it comes to the retro aesthetic, but it's still better than the white walls with gray stripes. I like the logo though. Its shape is reminiscent of the older logos, and using the older design of Chuck is also something I appreciate. The games are also a bit better, with the addition of classic arcade games and even VR games being added into the mix. These are things that are cool to see in arcades,
VR games.
and definitely stand out more than the same types of modern arcade games you see in a Chuck E. Cheese nowadays. In Kansas City's case, the decor shown off here is overall great, and honestly could be considered a better display of retro stuff than Pineville with just how much is shown off. Plus the decor that's shown off, including some awesome pieces such as Mount Chuckmore, this Chuck E. Cheese signage that is almost never seen, and then Pizza Time Theater glass art. Now for a more controversial one of Chuck's Arcade. In each of these locations sits a glass case with a cyberamic animatronic inside. Except these aren't regular cyberamics. They've been modified to be in these poses that aren't normally ever able to be pulled off by them, which I've heard is actually reversible, though don't take my word for that. Either way, while it's cool that they're displaying these animatronics publicly instead of letting them sit inside a warehouse, this really was not the way to do it. I think it would have been fine to just have the animatronic, as it was, placed inside the glass cases, if that's the route they absolutely had to go with. Really, though,
guess.
it would have just been cool to see them get these spots performing, rather than having them sit inside a display.
I guess.
It's better than nothing, but it really was not the way to go about doing this. Overall, Chuck's Arcade is decent in my opinion. Now for the other spin-off chain. This is called Chuck E. Cheese Adventure World, which basically seems to be like Discovery Zone. I seriously don't understand why they're doing this. They just launched a new spin-off chain with Chuck's Arcade, and now they're trying to do this? It's pretty clear they're doing everything they can to make money.
Yes.
We've known for a little while now that they have over $600 million in debt to pay off, which they have to pay off by May of 2026.
Right.
It's probably the reason they're choosing to try these new brand ideas out, but I honestly doubt any of it is going to save them at this point. With their recent actions, I can't say I feel bad. Thank you guys for watching.
Where's the water park?
Thanks again for 7,000 subscribers. While I don't think everything the company has done in recent times is completely bad, it's almost
What about
always
the
like
water park?
straight up not something they should be doing. My next video is going to be concluding the history of Showbiz Pizza Place and Chuck E. Cheese in Orlando, Florida, by covering a few more locations, with 2 I believe being notable for some unique things to them.
Okay.
If you're interested in seeing that, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you're notified when it drops.
Drop
And
next week.
Elsewhere, I've got a Discord server and Instagram page, both linked in the description down below.
What about the
That's it
TV
for
show?
now. So God bless, and I hope you all have a blessed day.
Okay.
What's up?
I mean, it wasn't really much to talk about. It just like, you know, or the TV show, the water park, the TV show. Okay, it was decent. It was decent. I give him credit where credit is due. It was decent, guys. I thought all of his videos were rushed. It was decent. That's all I can say. It was decent. Oh well. Well, at least that's kind of got out of my system. Cool. That was awesome. All right. Oh wow, Squid Game 3. That is totally amazing. I think Logan gave up on ideas now. Right. Oh, let's see. It was pretty cool. Shouldn't cheat in the video. Oh, that's cool. So, what next? So, guess we can watch Sully's video in full. It's like I'm blurry. I'm blurry. You guys wanna watch? Am I blurry? I am is blurry. Yeah. That's just
Wix
bad.
gives you the freedom to tell your story.
I can't really do nothing else right now. So, let's watch Sully's new video again for the next 44 minutes of our lifetime. So,
Today I'm going to tell you about one of the most fascinating events in animatronic history, concept unification. Back when I made my Chuck E. Cheese video a few years back, I had to go through so many script writing processes because I kept getting way too bogged down on this specific timeline and I really needed to keep the video around 10 minutes. But now that you guys have proven that you're fine with me yapping about my special interests for hours on end, welcome to the deep dive I've been preparing my entire life for. Concept unification, in very simplistic terms, refers to the process in which two 1980s arcade and pizza restaurants merged into a single entity, an entity that would come to be known as Chuck E. Cheese's. But our story starts much earlier, so I take you back to San Jose, California in 1977. Our story starts with a little startup brand that absolutely nobody has ever heard of before, Atari. Yes, this animatronic deep dive actually begins with Pong.
Deal with it.
In the late 1970s, Nolan Bushnell, the founder of Atari, was looking for brand new ways to expand his ever-growing arcade empire. Video arcades were very much already a thing at this point, but they were mostly located in like pool halls or bars and mostly adult-oriented spaces, which of course leaves out a very core audience, kids. So Nolan Bushnell had the genius idea, what if we make a casino for children? Okay, maybe not exactly that, but at the time, Nolan Bushnell was only earning from the initial sale of these arcade cabinets to third parties, and therefore missed out on any of the accumulating revenue that these machines generated once purchased by their clients. So the obvious next step would be to put these machines in a place he had control over, so that he could obtain all the revenue that these machines gave. And then he just slapped in some pizza on the concept, because as he said himself, if the dough is good, the cheese is good, and the sauce is good, the pizza is good. And there are very few components and not too many ways to screw it up. You gotta love the honesty. And thus, an iconic pizza brand was born, Coyote Pizza. Wait, what? Yes, Coyote Pizza was actually the working title of this video arcade and pizza chain in the early stages. You see, when Nolan Bushnell was walking through the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions, he stumbled across a mascot costume. That costume was a wonderful coyote that fit perfectly with his brand. The stars had truly aligned. Nolan Bushnell bought the costume on the spot and had them ship it over to their headquarters in California. But get this, when it arrived in California, it was not a coyote. It was, in fact, a rat. And thus, an iconic pizza brand was born. Rick Rat's Pizza. What is going on? Everyone in Bushnell's inner circle was begging him not to name it Rick Rat's Pizza, telling him you cannot associate a pizza chain with rats, not knowing that 40 years later the entire internet would be thirsting over a literal pizza rat. And so, I love this energy from him. Bushnell said, you name it. I don't give a what it's called, but it has to be happy. And thus, an iconic pizza brand was born, Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater. And inspired by the Enchanted Tiki Room over at Disney, Bushnell decided that in addition to pizza and games, this restaurant would offer entertainment in the form of animatronic characters. And during the heyday of Pizza Time Theater, dozens of characters rotated through the ever-changing cast of the Pizza Time players. Some notable additions include Krusty the Cat, Madam Oink, and Harmony Howlett, along with more standalone characters such as Dolly Dimples, Artie
Boobies.
Antlers, and the King, a character which once earned me a cease and desist order.
I am still wondering how this all happened, but guess what?
But that is a story for another day. But there are really only 5 Pizza Time players I want to focus on today. Chuck E. Cheese, our lovable frontman rat sporting a bowler hat, a cigar, and an offensively strong Brooklyn accent.
By now, it's probably no surprise to anybody that we got a birthday number coming up here.
Helen Henny, a clucking Broadway performer past her prime. Mr. Munch, a Cookie Monster knockoff as described by Pizza Time Theater's head of entertainment at the time. Jasper T. Jowls, a country music loving hound. And Pasquale P. Pieplate, an
The
Italian
stereotypical
chef
racist
born out of an
bitch.
LSD-induced nightmare.
You know I'm here to make the pizza.
For a majority of the history of Pizza Time Theater, these were your core characters. Now, these incarnations of the animatronics might appear to have slightly limited movements compared to the animatronics you might be familiar with growing up around Chuck E. Cheese. That's because these early cyberamic animatronics are very different mechanically than some of the characters you would see in restaurants in the 90s. But to explain that, we must now visit Chuck E. Cheese's arch nemesis,
Who?
Showbiz Pizza. But before we do that, I want to take a quick second to thank the sponsor of today's video, AG1. AG1 is your daily health drink, and each scoop of AG1 powder contains 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients.
Game of Thrones King's Road is now available on both PC and mobile with Google Play.
The story of Showbiz Pizza Place begins at a Holiday Inn, or rather several Holiday Inns. Robert Brock was the owner and founder of Brock Hotel Corporation, which at the time was the largest individual franchisee of Holiday Inn hotels. He also owned what is now known as Residence Inn by Marriott, so just a monopoly man in the hotel industry. But Brock wasn't satisfied just making his millions in the hotel business. As soon as he saw Chuck E. Cheese, he said,
I want some of that.
So Brock entered a multi-million-dollar contract with Pizza Time Theater to become their largest franchisee as well. He was expecting to open hundreds of these locations across the United States.
1984.
Until he got cold feet. You see, when Robert Brock was walking around the IAAPA show one year, he too came across something that caught his eye. That something and someone was Aaron Fector of Creative Engineering. Brock immediately realized that the animatronic characters that Creative Engineering was producing at the time were much more sophisticated than the ones that Pizza Time Theater were putting out at the time. These animatronics were full body, had hyper-realistic movements, and could basically play their own instruments, kind of. So much like an ungrateful toddler when he sees a brand new shiny toy in the corner, Brock decided to terminate his contract with Pizza Time Theater and begin a new business venture alongside Creative Engineering. They too were going to create their own video arcade and pizza chain, and that chain would come to be known as Showbiz Pizza Place. It is nearly identical to Pizza Time Theater in almost every aspect. You got your video arcade, mediocre pizza, and entertainment in the form of animatronic characters. But these animatronic characters were game-changing. Let me introduce you to your band's favorite band, the Rock-afire Explosion. Coming to you live from Showbiz Pizza Place every day across 3 stages, the Rock-afire Explosion consisted of 7 main characters. Over on stage right, you have Rolf de Wolf and Earl Schmerl, a failed comedian and his wisecracking puppet who perform variety skits throughout the shows. On center stage, you found the main Rock-afire Explosion band members. Duke LaRue, a dog in a glitzy silver spacesuit who plays the drums. Fats
I don't think
Bravo,
that
the
was
frontman
mainly true.
gorilla who
I
rocked
think
out
Aaron
on
did
Tune
the,
Machine. Beach Bear, a guitar-playing bear surfing in while sporting some swim trunks, and Mitzi Mozzarella,
think
their
that
vocalist
scene was
and
true. I
resident
think Aaron
cheerleading
just said
mouse.
fucking
Finally,
no,
on
'cause he
stage
didn't
left,
like
you find
Chuck E.
Showbiz
Cheese.
Pizza's own mascot, Billy Bob Broccoli, a lovable hillbilly bear strumming his guitar outside Smitty's Super Service Station, alongside his pal Looney Bird, a perpetually drunk bird in an oil barrel. They don't make them like they used to. Now, I'm not kidding when I say this band was incredible, both from a music standpoint and from a technological standpoint. Like I said, these animatronics looked fantastic and were so revolutionary at the time because up until then, you could really only see animatronics of this caliber in the confines of Disney
Oh, shit.
World. So to have
Okay.
these placed out in the open all across the United States truly introduced a brand new generation into the world of animatronics. Now, you can't find success without a few bumps in the road, and boy, was it a bumpy road. Pizza Time Theater actually went on to sue Robert Brock and Showbiz Pizza,
Yeah,
alleging
so
a breach of
fuckers.
contract and a use of trade secrets, all of this stemming from when Robert Brock decided to go on and create his own new business venture. After many, many years of legal battles, this was eventually settled out of court, and ultimately Robert Brock and Showbiz Pizza agreed to pay Pizza Time Theater a portion of their proceeds for the next 14 years, adding up to several $1 million. So after hearing that, it sounds like
Jesus.
Chuck E. Cheese won fair and square, and that's why Chuck E. Cheese still exists today, and Showbiz Pizza doesn't.
Right?
Right?
No.
If only it were that simple. In the early 1980s, video games became a lot more accessible with at-home consoles and several Chinese knockoffs flooding the market. This kind of accessibility was great for the consumer and an absolute death sentence for video arcades. Because why go spend money to play arcade games somewhere when you can play them for free in the comfort of your own home? Both Pizza Time Theater and Showbiz Pizza were absolutely hemorrhaging money at the time, leading both to close franchises and cut costs and basically do anything they could do to stop the bleeding. And by 1984, Chuck E. Cheese's Pizza Time Theater officially declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy because they were losing tens of millions of dollars a month.
Oh no.
But they had one more trick up their sleeve. The 1982 court settlement. Yes, Showbiz Pizza, who was not faring much better at the time, still owed Pizza Time Theater millions in profit share. So they concocted a little scheme. Showbiz Pizza Place would absorb and acquire Pizza Time Theater entirely, including its assets and its debt, and they would merge into a single company. Ah yes, who doesn't love a giant pizza conglomerate? In 1985, Showbiz Pizza Place Incorporated and Pizza Time Theater Incorporated officially merged, now becoming Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated. I feel like I'm having a stroke reading that. And they had a lot of work to do. Like I mentioned, neither company was doing well financially at this point. So with a new CEO appointed in Richard Frank, it was time to get to cleaning. Right off the bat, nearly 100 restaurants were immediately closed, bringing the total number of operating locations to just over 200. They tried to improve the food quality as much as one can with a Pizza Rat casino, and most importantly to our story, they contemplated removing the Rockafire explosion from all Showbiz Pizza stores. Now you might be asking, why would you get rid of the vastly superior Rockafire explosion animatronics and yet leave the inferior Chuck E. Cheese characters? There's a very simple answer to that. Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated did not own the rights to the Rockafire explosion. Those rights still laid with Creative Engineering, who only had a 10% share in the company. And the current state of relationships between Showbiz Corporate and Creative Engineering was strained, to say the least. Around this time, Showbiz Pizza had begun to experiment with creating their own show tapes with the Rockafire
watch the video.
explosion. That meant rather than outsourcing the production and programming of these shows to Creative Engineering, they would cover everything in-house. This meant hiring sound-alike voice actors and completely reverse engineering the way Creative Engineering programs shows. And this was obviously something Creative Engineering was not fond of them doing, but ultimately they were well within their rights to do it under the current licensing agreement. But this whole process got Showbiz Pizza thinking, wouldn't it be a lot easier to just get rid of the Rockafire explosion entirely? They wouldn't have to pay Creative Engineering any licensing fees, they wouldn't have to outsource any more work, they would have 100% total control over their show. So, they started doing some experimenting. For example, in 1986, they contracted a new company to retrofit Rolf and Earl into the Statue of Liberty. This animatronic...
Oh yeah, let me point something out here. Stop it.
But this whole process got the company to retrofit Rolf and Earl into the statue...
I forgot to mention this here, and I did Sean, because nobody said this in the group chat. So apparently, the Liberty Show was the first ever show where the creative presentations voice actors would voice the characters. It wasn't 87 as some people thought or to believe, but yes, after Time Machine and Hits 1, after the Showbiz voice actors did their little, I guess, thing, they hired creative presentations over that same year barrier with the Statue of Liberty show, which, God, those damn shows sound so much goddamn better.
Of Liberty. This animatronic only used a few select movements from the Rolf and Earl animatronic, namely the head left and right, the body turn left and right, and an arm twist and bend. There's actually some footage of this animatronic in action thanks to a random person filming on their camcorder back in the 80s, and as you can see, it's just very underwhelming compared to Rolf and Earl. Like, imagine you run to Showbiz Pizza excited to see a 21-movement animatronic, but instead you're presented with a 6-movement monstrosity. This concept was rolled out to 170 Showbiz locations in the summer of '86, and it seemed to have done well enough because Showbiz Pizza moved straight ahead with their next character retrofit.
Oh no.
And this one you might recognize.
Oh no.
Join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month. Come on into Baymont. We'll be greeted with a warm welcome.
Why am I looking at something with a hotel?
Grab a free hot breakfast.
Oh, that is so
before seeing
good.
some old friends. Enjoy our hometown hospital.
Okay,
Yes,
anyway.
the next retrofit of the Rockafire explosion was Yogi Bear and Boo Boo. These two animatronics would reside on stage left, where Looney Bird and Billy Bob are usually located, and while the Boo Boo animatronic...
Y'all are coming
utilized
over
the
Billy
Looney
Bob.
Bird
It's
mechanism,
disgusting.
the Yogi Bear also used the Rolf and Earl retrofit like before, which at this point makes Rolf and Earl the most heavily retrofitted character in Rockafire explosion history.
Let's
we
go.
unfortunately do not have any footage of this show in action. We just have a couple still photos as well as the audio from the show tape. It is truly my white whale of Rockafire lost media. There could be some footage out there sitting on someone's old camcorder and they just don't know we're looking for it. If you're watching this video and thinking to yourself, I might actually have footage of this from when I was a kid, please email me. If you somehow come to me with video footage of this show that is not publicly available, I will straight up pay you $250. Let the search begin.
Let's go, internet. for that $250. I just don't know if he's being serious or he's bluffing for the video, but nah, that'd be amazing, y'all. That'd be amazing.
Unlike the Statue of Liberty retrofit, this character retrofit seems to have been a bit of a logistical nightmare behind the scenes. Thanks to some archive documents over on ShowbizPizza.com, we can tell that across the 3 rolled out locations, the contracted company somehow managed to not send a packing list, not send installation instructions, send out unsewn cosmetics,
Oh, Lord.
send out incorrectly assembled parts, and I want to point out the pettiest part of this letter. In the list of mistakes for the Nebraska location, they state 3 legs were shipped for Yogi. We felt lucky. And then
Bruh.
further down in the list of mistakes for the Colorado location, they state only 1 leg was sent. Unfortunately, we know where the other one was. Beautiful no notes. And they
Bruh.
sign off this letter to Creative Presentations Inc. with an ultimatum. As insignificant and petty as these problems may seem on the surface, they resulted in extra work on the
3
part of
legs,
many
how they-
people, extended out-of-town stays, numerous long-distance phone calls, and excessive use of Federal Express, all of which are not free. If this project were to roll out, the lack of attention to detail demonstrated above could translate into thousands of dollars of unplanned and hidden expenses to our company. If the Statue of Liberty rollout had gone as poorly as the installation of these 2 prototypes, I'd venture to say we would not be doing Yogi with Creative Presentations Inc. today. However, we do know that CPI was at one time capable of excellent and reliable work. Despite numerous discussions with and written correspondence to Gene Ballard, I have yet to feel that they are exhibiting the concern and attention to our project that they require. I am looking for ways to elicit the quality response we need from CPI, and I welcome any suggestions. So it probably wouldn't surprise you that Showbiz Pizza did not continue with an extended rollout of the Yogi Bear show. Ultimately, it seemed like these one-off character retrofits just weren't bringing in the type of revenue the company was expecting. Either that, or these retrofits were just too expensive to constantly roll out and test in different stores. So Showbiz Pizza came up with the simplest idea of all. Let's just keep the Rockafire Explosion. People loved the Rockafire Explosion. Heck, Billy Bob was the face of their entire brand, so you don't want to just throw that away. And so they plan to move forward with a new chapter of the Rockafire Explosion. But there was a catch. Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated wanted the full copyrights to the Rockafire Explosion IP. Up to this point, while Showbiz Pizza still had control over the actual animatronics in their restaurant, they still didn't own the likenesses of those characters, as they were still licensed from Aaron Fector and Creative Engineering. According to Aaron Fector, Gene Cram, who was the vice president of Showbiz at the time, came to him and basically laid it out. He said, Aaron, what you get out of this is
One
that
day
your
we gotta watch
characters
this
Billy Bob
documentary.
will live. They'll live on. But let me tell you something, if you don't accept this deal, and if you don't give us your copyrights, your character's gonna die. We're gonna get rid of them. We're gonna replace them with Chuck E. Cheese. I said, okay, I'll take that challenge. Aaron still had very high hopes for the future of the Rockafire Explosion, and so he refused to sign over the rights.
As he should.
And now, we have finally reached the entire point of this video.
No.
Welcome
No.
to
No. Oh no. It's an ad.
Game of Thrones King's Road is now available on both PC and mobile with Google Play.
Oh no, guys. Chapter 4.
Welcome to the Concept Unification Installation Tape.
Oh no.
The purpose of this tape is to give you a brief overview of the installation process. This tape is meant to supplement the installation manual, not replace it. If you have any questions about measurements or placement, please refer to the manual.
Okay.
In broad terms, concept unification was
Not
a term
even.
coined by Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated
I knew it was
to
past your
describe the
bedtime.
process of changing over all of their animatronic shows in Showbiz Pizza Places and Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time theaters into a single unified concept. This process would involve completely removing any and all identifying features of the Rockafire Explosion animatronics
Yeah.
and retrofitting them with new cosmetics that more ideally aligned with their brand. Because remember, Showbiz Pizza does not own the character licenses of the Rockafire Explosions, but they do own the mechanical structures underneath. Now, Showbiz Pizza Time Incorporated had numerous well-documented plans to fully get rid of the Rockafire Explosion, and their first plan involved creating brand new characters. Luckily, there are a boatload of archived documents about how they were going to go about changing the Rockafire Explosion into these characters, and we're going to go into that now. Option 1, move Mitzi to stage left with Billy Bob, move Looney Bird to stage right with Rolf and Earl, and rearrange Fats, Duke, and Beach Bear to different locations center stage. Fats will become an old orangutan, Duke will become a chimpanzee. Beach Bear becomes ape. Billy Bob becomes short, fat hillbilly bear, so not much changed there. Mitzi becomes tall, skinny hillbilly bear. Rolf becomes old rabbit magician holding top hat, and Earl becomes a small rabbit who peeks out of the top hat. Looney Bird becomes a heckler rabbit who pops out of a giant top hat. So option 1 seems to be lacking a lot of variety. We have, let's see, 3 rabbits, 2 bears, and 3 monkeys, and the rabbit just seems like it's from a completely different universe, so I can see why it was scrapped. Option 2, all characters would remain on their same respective stages. Fats becomes a big, ugly bear. Man, they're really roasting these characters for no reason. Duke becomes the bobcat drummer. Beach Bear becomes a big bird, not the big bird. I feel like I should be very clear with that. Mitzi becomes a cute fox. Billy Bob becomes lion. Looney Bird becomes rabbit in a top hat, which is a carryover from the last concept, and Rolf becomes a comic female sheep, and Earl becomes her fox puppet. So with option 2, they are really doing the bare minimum because nearly every characteristic of these animatronics somehow stayed intact, including Rolf and Earl being turned into a comedian and their puppet, and the rest of the Rocket Fire Explosion having a center stage band presence. I feel like this option works a lot better than the first option, but it just comes off as a cheap ripoff of the Rocket Fire Explosion, which is what they ended up doing anyway, but we'll get to that. Option 3, all characters remain on their same respective stages. Fats becomes a lion, Duke becomes a leopard, Beach Bear becomes a tiger, Mitzi becomes a pretty cat, and this center stage band would come to be known as the Wildcats. Eat your heart out, Troy Bolton. Billy Bob becomes a safari dog, Looney Bird becomes a small, scroungy hound dog, his pet, which means a dog owning a dog as a pet, so we're nothing to see here, folks. And finally, Rolf becomes an alligator, and Earl becomes a fish in the fishbowl he's holding. So again, more of the same with option 3. I mean, they did give the center stage band a name this time, so I guess that's a step in the right direction. And finally, option 4. They were going to fully lean into the Hanna-Barbera licensing and permanently make the Rocket Fire Explosion the Yogi Bear Show. Fats and Mitzi would be moved to stage left, Billy Bob would be moved to center stage, and Looney Bird would be moved to stage right. Billy Bob would become Yogi Bear, Duke would become Boo Boo, Beach Bear would become Snagglepuss, and then pulled from previous concepts, Fats would become an ugly bear, Mitzi would become a pretty fox, Rolf and Earl would become the Magician Rabbit duo, and Looney Bird would round out the rabbit stage in his top hat. So there you have it, 4 equally valid options for retrofitting the Rocket Fire Explosion and hopefully turning this sinking ship around. And so when all was said and done, the company decided to go with option 5, none of the above. That's right, all these concepts were scrapped and never made it past the initial sketch designs. None of these characters were ever fabricated in real life to our knowledge because Showbiz Pizza had a much better idea. Why try and create all new characters when we have a perfectly wonderful set of characters sitting right in front of us? The Pizza Time players. Showbiz Pizza Time immediately went all hands on deck trying to find a way to convert the Rocket Fire Explosion into this new Chuck E. Cheese themed stage, and they had an idea. Some of the Pizza Time theater locations already utilized a stage known as the Rocker Stage. This stage featured cyberamic versions of Chucky, Munch, Helen, Pasquale, and Jasper, all on an old house facade. And so for concept unification, it seemed like a no-brainer to just recreate this vibe, but on a much larger scale. So here's the design they came up with, and unlike the Rocket Fire Explosion on 3 stages, this show would only take over 2 stages. Mitzi Mozzarella would be transformed into Chuck E. Cheese himself, Duke LaRue would be turned into Helen Henny. While Duke played the drums, Helen played the keyboard, but the up and down movement of the arms still worked in this case. Beach Bear would be turned into Jasper T. Jowls. On stage left, Fats was turned into Pasquale P. Pieplate, who wasn't actually playing any instruments, but rather making pizza. And now you might be wondering, where's Mr. Munch? The answer? Everywhere. Mr. Munch was unique in that he took the form of several animatronics hidden across the stages, so he could move from location to location seamlessly. The animatronic characters he ended up taking over include Looney Bird, a character we've previously talked about, and 4 different prop characters which I have not discussed previously. The Sun, the Moon, Choo Choo the Bear, and Antioch. All 4 of these characters are very limited in movement, using only 1 or 2 cylinders of
Click on pause. So what he means by powerful rat, that came from the Defunctland episode that was like years ago about the little Disney Club Disney. What was it? That was back in the 90s that Disney made. Not Club Disney. What was it? Deshaun, you're a Disney nerd. You know what I'm talking about. Back in 1994, they made something for the kiddos back then in '94. When McDonald's had the play place, Chuck E. Cheese out the ball pit. Come on, somebody in here, my Disney nerds. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Disney something. What was it called back in '94? But it was a failed concept. Disney something. Disney. You know, then tell me, damn it. No, Disney. Help me out here, gang. Disney. It's been a long time. Come on. You were Disney? No, it wasn't that. Deshaun, seriously, you are a Disney nerd. Club Disney. I keep saying it's Club Disney, but hold on. What was it called, bruh? Like what is it called? Like yeah, called Disney. Oh, what's called Disney? No. Was it called Disney? Was it? Did I say it right? No, I'm not talking about the TV show. It was like something interactive for the kiddos. It was called Disney? Okay, cool. So I was right. I'm over here like stuck about it, and then it's called Disney? Okay, cool. I want to be sure, because like it's been a long time since I've seen that episode, but yes. A powerful rat named Charles Entertainment Cheese. And you have not seen that Defunctland episode, I say give it a watch, because that's where everybody kind of gets that powerful rat reference from, and that's where it is. And he is still powerful, okay? Let's not get it twisted. He is so powerful. He is still powerful. But yeah, okay, cool. Just want to point that out there, but it was a failure too. It was a failure, by the way, in the 90s. So yes, he is still powerful.
So it was just easy to skip over them earlier. Now this is what we know today as the concept unification prototype stage.
The what?
Spoiler alert, that means they didn't use it.
Wait,
but they
what?
did retrofit at least one show with this concept in their headquarters, and that's why we have these 3 photos from over here. And for the past 30 plus years, it was believed, or at that point it was known, that this was never installed in any Showbiz Pizza locations. That is, until a random YouTube video shows up in 2024 titled Nadia's Birthday at Showbiz Pizza, May 1990. This is just a lengthy video of some home movies someone finally got around to digitizing, and at 15 minutes and 35 seconds in,
what if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
The power of AI.
First up, let's talk about AI color schemes.
Alright, bet.
Any combos you want. Bold and bright, minimalist and sleek, or something you didn't even
Shit on AI, but AI is so good on some things, so y'all missing out.
think of. Just describe the vibe you want, or even use the colors of your logo, and let AI do its thing.
Alright, bet.
Beautiful. Next up is the AI section creator.
What?
This is great for those website essentials, like a contact section, or
What?
a place to subscribe. Now, I'm running a sale, so I punch in some details, and just like that, I have a promo section.
What?
Functional and beautiful. I love it.
Alright, you know what I'm about to do. Y'all can learn a thing or two here. Experience sites like never before. Interesting. I'm definitely gonna take note of this later on in some life. So cool. Cool. Saving that in the bookmark. Okay. Anyway, as break's over, let's get back to the video.
we see this.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, prepare yourselves for the most stupendous, spectacular, fantastic, and phantasmagorical entertainment event of a lifetime. Presenting the Toon Machine.
Wow.
An open secret for 34 years, this concept unification prototype was actually installed in at least one location in Dallas, Texas. This was possibly the biggest lost media find in Chuck E. Cheese and Rockafire history, and will likely stay that way.
For now.
Unless someone comes forward with the Yogi Bear footage, please email me. So with this stage newly furnished in a Showbiz Pizza store, the company started to get feedback on what worked, what didn't work, and how to move forward with the retrofit. Ultimately, the consensus was this
No, it
stage
was not.
lacked
I saw
something
no
that the
second
Rockfire
story.
Explosion encapsulated so well. The energy and literal depiction of a band on stage. The Rockafire Explosion truly felt like you were watching a concert, whereas this new Chuck E. Cheese stage seems like an amalgamation of a live children's television show. Another
Yeah,
thing they
that's
found
true.
in their market research was that girls loved Mitzi Mozzarella. While the band as a whole was enjoyable to anybody at any age, young girls really resonated with Mitzi as a young, peppy cheerleader. One really interesting thing to note is that Mitzi Mozzarella is the only character in the Rockafire Explosion to have a canonical age. Shalisa James started voicing Mitzi at just 11 years old, and it was decided very early on that
Don't you hype him
every
up?
year
You already
that
know where it
Shalisa
was installed in
aged,
one location.
Mitzi would age alongside her. So every year when Shalisa got a year older, so would Mitzi. This allowed her to really play herself on stage and talk about things that her as a teenage girl is experiencing right now, and that makes her extremely relatable. And if you're wondering, Mitzi Mozzarella is now canonically 55 years old, whereas the rest of the band is frozen eternally in limbo. Alright, back to the retrofit. One last thing they wanted to take from the Rockafire Explosion and implement in their new stage was the idea of a leading frontman, one that they currently had in Fats Geronimo. So how on earth were they going to retain all of these elements while still changing out the IP?
What happened
I'll
with your
tell you
voice by
how.
Aaron? Come on, Missy?
By doing the bare minimum. I know I've done several fake outs over the last however long I've been talking about this, about concept unification prototypes and different designs and different concepts. The concept we are about to discuss
Oh,
is the
shit.
final concept that was in fact rolled out in stores across
we
the
don't talk
country.
about that.
Here is the basic outline on how they planned on retrofitting these animatronics. Rolf and Earl would stay on stage right, Fats, Beach Bear, and Mitzi would stay on center stage, and Duke would be moved over to stage left with Looney Bird, replacing Billy Bob entirely. Rolf and Earl would become Chuck E. Cheese, Mitzi would become the new younger Helen Henny, Fats would become Mr. Munch, Beach Bear would become Jasper T. Jowl,
A character that didn't change during the promo type.
Duke would become Pasquale Pie Plate, and Looney Bird would become a new character, Pizza Cam. Billy Bob was left out of this concept entirely, and all stores were instructed to either destroy him or use him for parts, and we know how well that worked out. Now, if Showbiz wanted all of their stores across the country to easily and efficiently retrofit the Rockafire Explosion, they were going to have to come up with some sort of manual. And oh boy did they. In addition to a physical manual, corporate decided to create a concept unification VHS tape that walked you through the exact process of dismantling and reinstalling the entire stage. And although likely unintentional, these tapes come off as both sad and just straight up horrifying. During the dismantling phase of the Rockafire Explosion, they play some of the most depressing music that I have ever heard in my life. One of the most
Beautiful music.
iconic songs associated with concept unification is Port of Mystery by Yanni, or is it Laurel? So I would highly recommend putting that on in the background while you listen to the rest of this video, just for the ambiance. Now, these walkthroughs were very thorough, telling you what cosmetics to take off, what order to do it in, and showing visually our entire childhood just being destroyed. Just as an example, here's how they describe the process of removing the character Fats.
Fats!
Will do fats. Although this picture does not reflect it, if you have removed the organ, it will make his cosmetics easier to get off. First, do his jacket,
Hands, Brody, hands.
mask,
Oh no, he's maskless.
leg fur, and feet.
Right?
Unbolt Fats' Mac valve quick disconnect, push up through the stage, then unbolt and remove Fats.
But don't destroy him.
The most chilling part is always when they are told, in no uncertain terms, that they are to destroy props and characters as they will never be used again.
Right.
Remove all props such as Choo Choo's tree.
Imagine being able to build anything. For any reason, in any style, at
The
any
moment I leave
scale,
out the room, I hear an ad.
just by thinking about it.
Billy Bob's lamp. Billy Bob's campfire. Looney Bird's can. All rocks and flowers. And destroy all of these props as they will not be used again.
This is a methodology that Chuck E. Cheese Corporate has still stood by to this very day, and you can watch some of my other videos on the topic, but that is a story for another day. Once each character was removed from the stage, Everything was torn down. The walls, the backdrops, the carpet was ripped off. They were basically starting from scratch. And then slowly, one by one, the characters were reintroduced to the stage in their new positions. And since we watched them brutally murder my boy Fats, I think it's only fair that we show them bastardize and retrofit him. So here you go.
Let's exchange the old organ front for the new organ front, making sure to destroy the old organ front. Next is Munch, starting with his hands, then mask, cap, body fur, and feet.
So by this point in the tape, all store employees should have successfully converted over the following characters. Mitzi, Fats, and Beach Bear took up center stage as Helen, Mr. Munch, and Jasper respectively. And on stage left, you had Duke and Looney Bird being turned into Pasquale and Pizza Can. But wait, what about Rolf and Earl? What about Chuck E. Cheese? So the process of switching over all of these characters was always planned to take about a week, with store employees only working overnight on the installation when the store is not open. But Showbiz still wanted to have their animatronic show running in some capacity during this 1 week period, so they came up with an ingenious idea: the Rolf and Earl Show. During this week of renovations, Rolf and Earl would remain untouched on stage left, hosting a clip show of sorts, showing off the best moments of the Rockfire explosion on screens in the showroom. Of course, creative engineering would never agree to voice the demise of their own characters, so they just used a sound-alike voice for Rolf and Earl.
The Rolf the Wolf Show! Featuring Ralph the Wolf! Sidekick Earl Smurl!
So it must be the Earl and Rolf Show! You wish. No chance, my handy little friend.
And this Rolf and Earl show tape, much like the Concept Unification VHS tape, is quite dark and eerie. The two characters are constantly referring to the absence of the Rockfire explosion characters
Oh, cool.
on the
Just made just in time.
with Earl freaking out and asking Rolf questions like,
So what's going on? Where's everybody else? Why are the curtains closed?
Okay, I gotta get credit where credit is due. First of all, this is the worst Showbiz show tape. This is not a CEC show tape. This is a Showbiz show tape. But I'm getting credit where credit is due with this one here, because man, ever since this video dropped, and I forgot to mention this on the stream the other night, but ever since this video dropped, I am getting countless comments on the video. Like, people are saying Earl did not deserve or did not need to die like this. This is the best show tape, Rockfire show tape. Like, crazy comments, and I'm like, dang. So this video really had an impact on something. The moment they watch all these videos, and then when they see Consti's Entertainment, and next thing you know, everybody's running to the Rolf and Earl show tape. It's crazy. Like, just reading comments about that. Someone said that, oh, I'll miss them, and read some other ones. Talking about how 752 sounds familiar. Five Nights at Freddy's. That's great. And I like this one right here, actually. This one I'm got to read right here. So I never got to experience this, but wow. Imagine being a kid in the 90s, walking to your local Showbiz pizza place as usual, and all of a sudden seeing the show tape. I had never even seen a fraction of it. And imagine coming back a few days later to see the Rockfire explosion is gone replaced by a new band, Much Makely Band. And fun fact, I only went to Chuck E. Cheese's twice, and I'd never been to any Showbiz Pizza place. But it's even more heartbreaking to see that CEC, when they remodeled, they replaced all the art, all the things that made Chuck E. Cheese's great in the first place, as they still have the in the face for the remodel. To complete Dave and Buster's for kids knockoff. And worst of all, they destroyed the animatronics for a cheap and filthy dance floor and a massive video screen, just to put a reminder out there that, hey, they used to be an animatronics there at one point, and we just got rid of them. I know what they're doing is to modifying, but that's a better way to modify your business besides stripping away all the magic and replacing it with the most basic run off of the meal kids arcade. Like, seriously. But anyway, thanks for posting. I may download this later. I love this comment from this person. Let me find some more. I'll try to find the recent ones. And then someone said, would it have made more sense to have Billy Bob be the star since he's the mascot, and try not to use again, thus giving the workers more time to work on turning Rolf into Chucky? And I think Someone said that Billy Boss Tape was the hardest to take down. Here's on 10 days ago, somebody said that this is the best Rocket Fire show tape. I hope they shut up. I hope they are being serious about that. So I don't know. Somebody said it's the best Rocket Fire show tape. Take it with a grain of salt, my good friends. Shout out to Pirates MVP for saying that this is the best Rocket Fire show tape. Okay. Someone said Pearl Earl. I can literally read these comments all the way through. Yes. I should have told that person to go stub their toe, but I'm actually proud of this video and proud of that Sully's again using the clips and stuff too, because this video is gaining more traction and more like people watching the Raw Finero show and actually seeing what's really going down, even though the Raw Finero show kind of been out various like a long time. It kind of sucks that the people at Cheesypedia did not credit me either for the link of it when you know, the little thing got out there. They only credit the archives thing, so it's whatever. But yes, the Raw Finero show. So yay. I just want to point that out there. I just found that amazing. So yeah, I think that's like one of the popular videos right now on the channel too. Let me see if it loads on my phone. Probably fucking will. It's currently at 10K views. 305 likes. 37 comments, 10K views. I uploaded this 2 years ago, and here we are 2 years later. Impact is making history, and I love it so much. If I ever get a chance to interview Sully, and I'd be like, man, I have to thank you for this. I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is the most successful actually uploads on the channel, and I could be wrong about that. But it's okay, because Pinesville will forever be number 2 in the upload selection. So, suck on it, Pinesville. But I think it is the most because people are now watching the full show tape and stuff, and just getting out there to know, like, how much of an impact that was going to take. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of it. I really am proud of it. Okay.
Questions. Well, there are some pretty groovy changes going on behind.
And I love it.
Oh yeah? Like what? Some new faces here at Showbiz.
And Rolf, believe it or not, knows all the answers and keeps giving subtle hints to the audience and Earl about who could be taking over.
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. What has big ears? An elephant. A long pointed nose. An anteater. And wears a red derby hat. A red derby hat? Think about it, wise guy.
Earl can never quite figure out what's happening over these show tapes, but at the very end, it's almost as if he becomes sentient and realizes what's about to happen to him.
The curtains will open on a whole new Showbiz stage in just a few days. So come back for a treat you'll appreciate over and over again. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, what about us? What are we gonna do? No problem, man. I know a great little room in Tahoe. They're looking for a stand-up act with a dummy.
And perhaps most eerily of all, as the curtains close one final time on Rolf and Earl has a eureka moment and loudly screams.
I'm no dummy. Just because I thought it was Mr. Ed, you go calling me a dummy. It was as plain as the face on your face. It was Chuck E. Cheese. With the big ears on fire.
And just like that, Rolf and Earl are never heard from or seen again. During the final night of concept unification, much like all the other characters, Rolf and Earl were to be dismantled and turned into Chuck E. Cheese. And by the time the store opened the next morning, the full animatronic show would be operational, now branded as Munch's Make-Believe Band. And I've always imagined that as a child, that could be really traumatic if you had a connection with the Rockfire explosion, and you walked into Showbiz Pizza one day, and there was just this amalgamation of characters of your beloved show performing on stage. Their silhouettes are so clearly still the Rock-afire Explosion that it's just like a serial killer just wearing the skin of its victim and dancing around and singing on stage and like, everything's normal! This version of concept unification was initially only tested in a single location, the same location that tested the previous concept, but there was a problem. And that problem is, there was a rat. And I'm not talking Chucky. In 1990, when this stage debuted in Texas, someone took a couple photos of the stage and sent them off to Creative Engineering and Aaron Fechter. I should note that up until this point, Creative Engineering had no insight into what Showbiz or Chuck E. Cheese was planning on doing. I mean, they knew that ultimately they were probably going to get rid of the Rock-afire Explosion, but they never could have expected this. So when those leaked images came across their desk, Creative Engineering was livid. Showbiz tried to do some damage control by giving them a delayed notice that they are getting rid of the Rock-afire Explosion, but keeping things very intentionally vague. And so, the executive vice president of creative engineering, Melvin A. Fechter, who just happened to be Aaron Fechter's dad, wrote Showbiz a scathing letter. And lucky for us, this letter too was archived over on showbizpizza.com, so we have all the tea. Get ready, because this is a long one. Dear Ron, I will thank you for your letter of August 9th. I regret that I cannot thank you for its content. I will try to cover in this letter various issues between us. I note your language that you are in the process of re-identifying our show to eliminate the Rock-afire characters. This is the first language, if I understand it correctly, that we have received from Showbiz to this effect. In Dick Frank's last conversation with Aaron, his words were to the effect that your effort on this was a failure and that you did not intend to proceed with such an effort at this time. He told Aaron further that he would keep him informed. Your words now, however, appear to confirm rumors that till now we have only received from secondary sources and from photographs that recently have reached us. To the effect, namely, that you are proceeding to change out the licensed products, retaining the underlying mechanics unaltered in any way, and related electronic components, and thus retaining all of the identical movements of our characters and their shapes and forms, altering only the superficial exteriors of the characters by changing the masks and costumes in all Showbiz and franchisee restaurants. I have been told, although I have not seen them, that you have 2 such change-outs in operation at this time. I do not question the right of Showbiz to remove the Rock-afire Explosion altogether from its stages, subject to the limitation of what you do with the characters so removed. I do, however, question your right to disparage and caricature our characters by turning them into whatsises with clearly the identical movements and forms. No, Ron, this is not acceptable. Don't denigrate and parody the Rock-afire characters with a mere change in superficial coverings and pretend you think you have something totally different. Let me now turn to other matters. I will call first to your attention the following language, which is the first sentence of Section 4D of the Settlement and License Agreement. All rights not specifically granted herein to one or both of Showbiz and BHC are reserved by Creative and Fechter. The Rock-afire Explosion is our intellectual property, not yours. There can be no doubt to our right to manufacture it afresh and sell such non-retained shows to whomever we please. There is nothing in the Settlement and License Agreement to prohibit it, and I refer you specifically to the language quoted above from 4D. Rest assured that if I tell you a show was wholly manufactured in 1990, I am prepared to prove it. It will be no mere allegation. I suggest that you and Dick Frank stop looking through your rose-colored glasses from the point of view of Showbiz, wishing that what you wished was is. Neither you nor Dick participated in the composition of the Settlement and License Agreement. Showbiz did, however, pay high-priced counsel to prepare it over a period of 4 or 5 months, and I have assumed that it means just what it says. Tom Corcoran, who shortly thereafter became chairman of Showbiz, or was it president, had some input to the language, and so did I. The simple truth is Showbiz thought Creative was all washed up at the time of the Settlement and License Agreement because of the heavy burden it had left us under, and that we would never again be able to manufacture anything. Indeed, rumors were rife among its franchisees, from what source, that we were in bankruptcy. Sorry to have disappointed you. Your interpretation of the Settlement and License Agreement's intent is hogwash. More accurately, it is stated in the following whereas clause, whereas the parties hereto desire to settle and forever discharge all rights, claims, and obligations among them upon the terms and conditions set forth in this agreement. And that includes that you have no rights to the licensed products, as well as the Rock-afire characters, except such that are specifically stated in the Settlement and License Agreement. Coexistence What that means to showbiz is that creative should lie peacefully in its tomb. Approximately 6 years, I believe, have passed since we last received any deposits for any purpose from showbiz under the manufacturing, sales, and licensing agreement. And indeed, I noted a few years ago in one of your annual statements that the payments made to creative in the last year of our relationship under the manufacturing, sales, and license agreement were grossly overstated. But I suggest that you not attempt to impose upon us limitations as to which of our copyrighted characters we may now manufacture or to whom we may sell such electronimation products manufactured now. So much for non-retained shows. I turn now to the issue of lease versus sale. The language of Section 3 means what it says, no more, no less. I never thought it intended more, and I certainly don't now. By what legal authority or precedent do you think sale means lease? I assure you that if I say we have leased a show, I will be talking about a true lease. Do you suggest that your counsel was not able to compose language sufficiently broad to include a lease? I will inform you now that Rockfire Explosion shows have already been contracted for, going within 4 miles of a showbiz restaurant, that fall within one or more of the categories of my letter on August 2nd. I note that you say we have no intention of disposing of the character likenesses in a manner that would anyway violate the terms of the settlement and license agreement. Thank you. You have done this in the past. In fact, we have bought back complete shows from third parties. Thank you for not doing so in the future. As we've previously discussed, your compliance with this provision of the settlement and license agreement is a vital matter to Creative. Creative was never unwilling to work out a fair arrangement with Showbiz on the continuing use of the Rockfire Explosion, intact, and even now is not unwilling, within the limits of contracts now with third parties, but have been confronted by hostility, I think, from certain sources in Showbiz, and I have felt the arrogance of a much larger company. In the settlement and license agreement, Creative gave up perhaps tens of millions of dollars of benefits under the manufacturing, sales, and licensing agreement. Do not now attempt to deprive us of what little benefit of the bargain we derived under the settlement and license agreement, to our considerable detriment. If, however, Showbiz has now made the irrevocable decision to wash its hands finally and fully of the Rockfire characters, as I believe your letter of August 9th implies, I must ask you to do so properly. The best way to do that would be to remove the Rockfire characters altogether from your stages, completely, from Fatz's tapping toes to Duke's antennae, their entire bodies, together with their accompanying props, and replace them with Chucky or other animation and software of your own design, manufactured and produced to your order by a third party. But in any event, if you do retain any of the underlying mechanisms of the Rockfire characters, do not merely change their superficial exterior coverings. Of course, change out their fur, garments, and masks, but that alone is not enough. Change the shapes and forms of the characters and their movements. It will not do, for example, to change Fats into a purple what's-is of precisely the same shape, of precisely the same gestures and movements, and playing, indeed, Fats' unique organ with only the Rockfire name removed. Remove all props that are clearly part of the Rockfire show, and do not use any software which we provided for the Rockfire show either before or after the settlement and licensing agreement, or that was provided by others for the Rockfire show with approval by us. Do not simply parody and debase the Rockfire Explosion. Sincerely, Melvin A. Fetcher,
Right.
General Counsel.
Game of Thrones, King's Road.
Yep, even the acid, that was the line.
PC and mobile with Google.
What a doozy. Now, this might be an unpopular opinion, but from what I'm garnering from that letter, Creative Engineering was not a fan of what Showbiz was doing at the time, and in the end, did this sternly worded letter have any effect on what Showbiz and Chuck E. Cheese were going to do with the animatronics? No, it did not. As much as Creative Engineering would have loved for Chuck E. Cheese to get rid of these very expensive animatronics and start over again, they very clearly had the right to keep them. They did not change the shapes or movements of the characters for the most part. I think the biggest mechanical change they did implement was removing Earl from Rolf and giving Chucky a new mechanical arm. But other than that, it is nearly identical in almost every way. And by 1993, all Rockfire Explosion shows in all Showbiz Pizza restaurants had been successfully converted into Chuck E. Cheese stages, marking the end of concept unification. And what a sad ending it is. Even though the animatronics did live on for many years, they were continuously neglected and not taken care of, leading them to be just a husk of what they used to be. And as we all know now, animatronics have been phased out of most Chuck E. Cheese locations, meaning there are very few locations where you can actually see either Munch's Make Believe Band or the Rockfire Explosion today. If you want to know more about those locations, I did make a video last year about it, so go check that out. But as of now, it's basically our job as animatronic fans to keep the legacy of Munch's Make Believe Band and the Rockfire Explosion alive, because Chuck E. Cheese certainly doesn't want to. And if you're going to try and tell me that putting a mannequin version of an animatronic in an adults-only Chuck E. Cheese arcade is their way of respecting its legacy, I don't buy it. But that's a story for another video. So there you have it, concept unification in a nutshell. A very big nutshell. It's a story I've always found so fascinating, and so I am so honored that I've gotten to sit down and just info dump this on unsuspecting YouTube viewers who just wanted a simple video essay. Sorry!
Yay!
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And hey, look at this shirt. You can buy this shirt. Now, some would say it's styled to look like the classic pizza arcade chain's uniform, but I say it's the Bot Cave uniform. And it's adorned with a little Sully logo on the side. How cute. If you'd like to support the channel, consider buying one of these shirts. I think I make maybe like $1 off of it, so that'll pay for something. But seriously, thank you guys so much for all of your support. You can become a member today for just $1 a month, and you can get bonus videos and more information about my animatronics. But otherwise, I genuinely just appreciate if you even watched to this point. I can never thank you enough. So thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, be kind to one another, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Well, that was interesting. Very interesting. I guess I got a lot to kick in, bruh. A lot. A lot. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. One day we'll see. So, what's next? No, that's not what's next. And how dare you for getting the wrong answer. Ah, shit, I need to catch up on regular show. I forgot what season I'm on, man. I watched it, and then I just took a pause from it. I think I'm on... I'm looking right now. Like, I need to finish watching, like, the rest of the remaining seasons. It's like one moment I can watch it, then I stop, and then I do something else, and then I kind of forget about it. I don't want to forget. I'm on season 5, episode 5, Wall Buddy. So I'm on the 5th season of regular show. I'm about to I need to find some more free time to actually sit back and watch the show again. So, 5th season, it's crazy. I'm gonna continue watching it at a later date. The show so far is so great. I was talking to a buddy of mine last 2 weeks ago. I think we were talking about it. I was like, the moment I watch one episode, I'm on the next episode, and I'm literally on season 2. Like, you just don't know when you're on the next season. Like, you can watch each episode in its entirety, like a complete season, and then, hey, you're on the next season. It's like, well, that was fast. I feel like that's how it is with a regular show. Like, each episode is have its moments. So, I don't know. It's not time for the good night song. I don't know. Dookie going to sleep. I don't care. She go to sleep anyway. So. Oh my god. One second, guys. I heard something about a roach. I'll be right back. Where? What? Where's the roach? Okay. Now they're just talking. They're just having a conversation. I literally thought it was. I mean, I seen one last night actually. I'll put this camera around now. I seen one last night actually. I was in the bathroom freshening up for the night. You know, next thing you know, I see a damn roach in the shower curtain outside the shower curtain. I turned my head because I was putting something. And next thing you know, I seen it. The damn bastard ran out. So I'm like, oh, he's gone. So I'm like, oh, well, I gotta put my portable charger in the car. And next thing you know, I walk to the kitchen. I see him in the shade. And the little shade underneath, like, one of the counters or something. So he was an easy kill. I just smacked him and then he was, like, completely dead. So yeah, I thought they said they had a roach and I'm like, bruh. So. But yeah. Had a roach, like, 3 times actually in here. There was a roach on the wall literally where the Chuckies are, like the Chuck painting is that, like right there on the wall. Had a roach one freaking time. Came right up in this area of the window. And I was editing the ramp one time. Like I seen something in the corner. I didn't know what the hell it was. Then it was a roach, so that took like me a good time to kill it. And I was on the phone with my cousin one time. We were talking, and then literally a damn roach was like came up, and he was like right behind this drawer. And I think one more time I seen like a dead roach behind my bed, and I was like, "What the hell this came from?" So yeah, a cockroach. Yeah. They mainly come over here at night. Yeah, especially the rain. Especially like, it rains here crazy, and that's why they usually come like mainly when the rain and stuff. It's terrible. Like down south we get a lot of rain, and it does not help a lot. So it's terrible. But they're easy to kill. Like as long as you got a good aim, and you know you don't make them run away. They don't run away from you because they will run pretty fast, and you know. But oh man, they go to bed in about a few minutes, so I guess I'll still get enough time. Oh yeah, so I want to talk about something yesterday that I didn't I didn't mention yesterday when it came with the Scott Wilson interview, and maybe some people had noticed this, maybe some people didn't notice it, but I had noticed it before, and I didn't mention this. And when I looked on Chad's channel last night, you know, or when I typed in Scott Wilson interview, of course it came popping right up. So I want to clarify something here. I really want to clarify something here about this Scott Wilson interview that's actually on his channel. And like I said, I will definitely take the time out and bring the original video out to you all. So when he made the thumbnail for that video, he claimed it as a Studio Showbiz archive. He literally put that in the thumbnail. That's what he claimed it as. A Studio Showbiz archive, a Studio Showbiz throwback. And I'm looking at the thumbnail, right? I'm looking at the thumbnail. I'm looking back at it. Like, again, months later after it was uploaded. And I'm like, dude, this is not a Studio Showbiz archive. This is not a Studio Showbiz throwback. This is a Chucky's Talk Show throwback, even though he said in the description, like, okay, I'm gonna read the description actually. Let me find it real quick. Which, of course, when I make the description, I'm gonna put in more details in about like Scott Wilson and stuff, and do some clarifications.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We
see, I hate this little bit here, like when like 3 seconds. No, sorry, 2 to 3 seconds in. This is what he says. This is like literally cut out.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back.
And then he cuts a little bits out for whatever reason. But I'm not gonna play the rest of it because it's like 24 minutes and 42 seconds, while the actual interview is like other stuff. But anyway, he says here today's video is a special archive throwback. We're re-uploading a video from CE Talk Show where Chad got the opportunity to interview Scott Wilson, the voice of Chuck E. Cheese and Mr. Munch. He was the voice of Mr. Munch, then singing the voice of Chuck E. Cheese and the Chris Nolan wasn't. Then from 84 to 1993. I hope you all enjoyed this special interview and throwback archive videos. Huge thanks to Peace Kim and Scott for making this video possible. And then he goes with the basics. That's in almost every description, by the way. If you're new to the channel, please please click the subscribe button so you guys can get all the videos we upload. We look forward to making more content for you guys, and that's pretty much it. Wow. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, he basically cuts it after. Yeah, it's completely dumb in my opinion. Really, it's really dumb. So, anyway, again, this is out of my consent. This is out of the agreement that we had. I mean, there was no agreement to this thing whatsoever. It's literally a steal. And even though it's his, like, he did the interview and stuff, again, I give him credit where credit is due. And I'm so happy for him that he did it. The fact is, we could have kept this alone. This could have stayed for the talk show. This could have been a talk show episode that could have been stayed, but it's okay because I'm finally gonna get this episode credit where credit is due. I'm finally gonna get this episode justice, and I'm finally gonna release the actual full, the full of it in its entirety. I might do a little custom countdown or something for like the 8 minutes thing that we did for the other episode for the upcoming one. But I'm gonna get this thing credit where credit is due and bring this out to a new life, to a public. And, it's okay. It's okay. It's nearly okay. I mean, he can get mad, he can get upset, he can get pissed, whatever. But at the end of the day, if I didn't hear nothing, I mean, again, like I said, he did not come to. Hey, Taylor. But again, like I said, there was no agreement to this, guys. There was no agreement. There was no agreement to the table. So yeah. I'm surprised you're here. Hello, Tyler. I guess it's always the late nights. So yeah, that will be the plan. That will be the plan whenever I get ready for that. I'll probably get ready for that. Hopefully very soon. Right. Okay. I talked to her about that the other day, and I was waiting on her to join in because I didn't want to like. Maybe did talk about that, but yeah. I was waiting on her. I'm like, I'm gonna wait until Taylor joins in again, and then we bring this conversation back up. Even though I did told her about about that, and I didn't really get an answer. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait it out. Constantly, can I make a statement on here about? Sure, Taylor. Hey, I mean, we had talked about this earlier. I know me and you, we had talked about this earlier, and I did address this in the beginning of the stream. So, Taylor, look, as a friend, I fully respect you. So, Taylor, you got the floor. You got all the attention. Like I said, I didn't want to speak up. I didn't want to speak between our conversations. I was trying to be presentable, respectable between our conversation. But if you want to speak, go right ahead. I am not stopping you whatsoever. So please. That's better yet. I'm gonna leave the room. Just make it better. I'll leave the room. Actually, no, I'll be right back though. So, yeah, Tay, you got the floor. Oh, and you can call me Charles, by the way, too. Okay, I'm back. Let's see what we're talking about here tonight. Ooh, okay. Okay, so yes, ladies and gentlemen, as Corey from Taylor here. So he's pointing out one of his behinds. Ooh, that's a good word. I actually like that better. I truly did not understand what gets him out making things about me, nor do I seemingly always in his mind. But I wish some people could grow up. That is true. I actually like that better, behind instead of the other word. So that is absolutely true. So true. So true. And like I said, I was hesitant. We were, that popped up last night. That popped up last night, and it was something else that he posted. And then next thing you know, I see your name. I'm like, oh. And then I was just thinking it over. In my head, I'm like, do I really want to reach out to Taylor? Do I really want to? And it's like all the other things I had talked to her about before with this community. And it's like, do I really want to? Should I? And my mind was like, I should. I mean, the post kind of deleted, so I'm like, it's not really that serious. And then when Pete so much hit me up about what has said, and then I was like, my mind was like so hesitant. It's like, I'm gonna regret this later on, but the way that we talked, I'm like, okay, so I don't really regret it, but I'm like, Taylor's my friend at the end of the day, and I don't want to see another content creator going through so much. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just reach out. Oh, hey, Ducky. I'm not talking harassment in the fandom. Yes. A scene, yeah, that's true. I don't know what is up with that, but people love to make up random stuff. Yeah. It sorry. Exactly. And I totally feel that way. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. That's how it is. It's like you're that one black kid that goes to all white school, and everyone's getting on you because you're like the only black kid in the all white school. For like no reason, and all you do is just make great content, and people yeah, I've seen that too. And you actually made a great comment on it as well. When we talked earlier, I forgot to mention, got a very interesting vocabulary choice of words. Some of those words I've never actually heard before, and I actually had to look up one of the words. I think it was like misgender or something. It was that M word you told me. I know you texted me, and I was just like, what does that word mean? And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, okay. That's when I reply back saying like I think that was the word. I'm gonna look back real quick. Hold up, cause I looked it up on my phone. Oh no, that wasn't the N word. I'm sorry, that was the C word. It was that gender. No, my bad. That was the M word. It was a C word. It was CIS and then ginger. Ginger. I can't even talk right now. That was the one. I was like, I never heard of this word before. And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, okay. Or maybe. But that was the only one. That's the one that I seen, and then I was like, whoa. Yeah, that was the one. And then all these other words. Yeah, that was it. That was the word. Yeah. And then some other words that I'll probably have to look up later that I found interesting. Not interesting, but like I just found the dictionary, your vocabulary very interesting. And I'm like, huh, learn something new every day. Well, yeah, me too. One second. Kids ain't trying to go to sleep, so I gotta bring something out. One second, guys. You hear noise in the background? Please ignore it. I'm sorry. I had to make sure they all going to bed. Okay, what did I just miss? What did I miss? I'm sorry, I had to take these kids to bed. Ba, 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 ba. Yes, concept has left the building. What the hell is going on? Nah, not right now. In a few minutes. Well, Taylor's in here, so. Yes, I have re-entered the building. Yeah. We were talking about the thingy thing. The thingy thing. The thingy thing we were. My bad. That's my bad. Of the thing. But yeah, I still find it BS of what Logan said. Oh my god, Taylor. That's funny. Why I still got this guy in my hands? Oh, no why. But yeah. I still find it bull. Is there gonna be more Chuck's Arcades opening? Yeah, in California, that's the last one. Supposedly supposed to open. Horrible lighting. So yes. Did Ava come on tonight? Yeah, she did, but she had to go to sleep. This is I don't know. I mean, I had him for a very long time. So yeah, this is Chef PP. But this is Chef PP when when he's like not looking the way he is. So yes, this is Chef PP. I'm gonna buy another puppet. I wanna buy another one so bad. Been having him since like 6th grade for a talent show. I've been guiding him since sixth grade for a talent show, and you had never heard the name before. Oh, you probably don't watch SML. Okay. I don't even know Taylor. That's the creative side, I guess. I don't even know. Why am I still holding him? Okay, you know what? Yeah, I just did it for the kids. That's the only way to get them to bed. But, oh no. I threw him. He's laying down. So. Chef goes yeet. Yep, Chef goes yeet. Chef goes yeet. Yep. I got my sister, cousin, and relatives, niece. I just told them that it was time to shut it down because I didn't feel like leaving out the room. But I had to get the puppet because ever since my sister was a kid, I always, toy around with the puppet. So yeah. I'm gonna put it back in the I'm gonna put it back in the tote. Not right now though. I'll bring it back in later. I don't feel like it. They are. Puppets are so much fun. But I had him, like I said, I have him since since middle school, not 14, I think 15, I want to say 15. And, it was supposed to be for a talent show. But, it didn't went well. I didn't know much about script writing. I didn't know much about puppetry. He used to have a hat. I cut it off. He used to have like a stick. That's broken off. So all I got left is the puppet. So I'll get back up again. Oh my god. So all I have left now is this puppet. So yeah, I don't use them much anymore. So you know, I'll keep on for a little bit. What are my thoughts? What are my takes on the camera being removed from the photo ride? I hate it. I really do. I just feel like this company is like going through so much. Excuse me. It's going through so much budget cuts. Like, and you'll know because your kid's been on the photo ride countless of times, and you, who also worked at a store, know how the photo ride is really iconic. As well, it's really depressing seeing where the state of this brand is going, and they're cutting costs to the photo ride. It really says a lot. Again, it's stupid, and it's like, why did I ain't, man, I already knew you was gonna do that. I would go check mines, but nah, I've not been to the store in a minute. I already knew they threw theirs out anyway. I should have did that, but I just don't really going back. I'm going back next month. Sometime next month I'll go back. Might do a vlog or something over there. If he's like, if he's, you know, if he's if he's getting too uncomfortable for you guys, I will take him off my hands. Just keeping him on to like, I don't know, just feeling comfortable right now. But yeah, I don't like it. I hate the fact that they it's okay. You know what, Taylor? Just for that, I'm gonna send you this next time I go to my store. Ooh, I'm about to put freaking Bella plates on the wall. I'm be like, guys, this is dedicated to Taylor, the #1 Bella, lover. Hashtag Bella love forever. No, I'm thinking about getting some plates, like some character plates, and like putting them on the wall. That'd be so cool. You do this, I'll drop the track right before the interview. Oh, that is so amazing, guys. Oh, guys. Oh man, I'm getting distracted by TJ Productions. That is how we put good rankings for the interview. That's so amazing. We'll do it. I'll beef up the interview. Yeah, it will beef up the interview. Yes, it will. That's called publicity. Good publicity. And yes, that'd be so great. The Constant Chiefs diss track by TJ Productions. Music video dropping very soon. Yes. They'd be like, man, dude, how are you gonna pretend for this? And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. She's a female. I can't do anything about it. That's how it is. Oh man. Of course. Of course. Whew. Of course. You're a good friend too, Taylor. I don't know what the first location got removed. I just know every location is getting removed, and do like a QR scan thing again. It's pretty stupid. So next time I go to the store and I see the camera gone, I know what happens. They kill camera guy. That'd be horrible to look at. Now I can't imagine walking to a store, imagining, hey, there's a photo ride. Let's take a photo. Where's the camera? Why? Why, corporate? Why you do this to us? Iconic ride. The photo cam. Rest in peace to that photo cam. He was amazing guy. Love it. I keep dropping that. But make sure you guys have your cheesy bread though when the interview does drop. Just saying. Please. This boy is on a mission. He wanted to be with Bella, but I'm trying to be serious. Okay. Ugh. This boy is on the mission. He wanna be with Bella, but who's gonna break this news to this poor fella? Bella's kinda trash, but for the viewer's pleasure, one man's trash is another viewer. Yep, that's my drop. I like that. I actually like that. That's bars. And I don't know how she did it. But that's bars. That is so bars right there. Another full ride is like the old Jasper airplane ride, of course. Pretty much. And the Helen one. Ow, my toe. I don't know what's next they're gonna do. But I don't know what's corporate got next up their sleeves, but goddamn, those photorized cameras do not deserve to die. Ah! I didn't say nothing about Munch. I said there was a Helen. The heck? Okay, I gotta read this one. He's a dog. This is probably funny. What? These kids can't go to sleep. Okay. Yo, Casa Cheese. Man, you're barely a snack. Call yourself entertainment. More like a lad chest. Obsessed with Bella. Like a fanboy phase. One second. Be right back. Maybe that's fine too. Oh. Yep. Your drop weak bars. I drop fast like a ball. Your rhyme flat like constant cheese. Please, I can't do it with y'all. Like your execution, your whole rap game needs a revolution. Damn, that make me want to get back writing some more bars now, bro. That's just crazy, bro. That makes me just want to get back to it. Yep. It's like I can't wait to you taking it serious, and it's like, It's like, And it's like, I want to take this serious so bad, but it's like, yeah. I don't know. I just want to just write against something. I don't know. Guess I gotta go listen back to John Cena's rap songs again. I actually did had a rap song I did like a long time ago. Not a long time ago, like a while back. You know what? Let me find it. I'll play it. I'll play it. Tell who? Those crazy kids. Those crazy kids. Actually, I'm finding it right here. Okay. No, listen to you, Tyler. Might have to ground you, Tyler. Might have to ground you. So yeah, I think you're grounded, Tyler. Oops. Hey, that's Wally. I mean, PP. I wasn't thinking about finding Taylor, but you know, I can't. Taylor's 30. I want to say 30 years old. Am I right, Taylor? 30 years old? Can't do that. That's horrible. And I'll get canceled for that. But you're right. I won't do nothing. I won't ground you. Oh shoot. I won't ground you, Tyler. I know it was a joke. I think Taylor set you up for it. So, 1 second. I'm trying to put the charger on here. No, Tyler's cool. I have nothing against Tyler. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay. Okay. No, it's not your fault. It is. I almost let that fall in. It is these people. Some of their faults because of that one song. We don't talk about that one song, but anyway. But buddy, Tyler, why would you think I do that to Bella? You know I do not like Bella at all. It's crazy. That is so crazy. I don't like Bella. I don't like Bella so much. You know, it's crazy. That is so crazy. That was playing out so well. So kudos. But yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit of this that I did a while back. Is this called Back on Tree Style? Waiting on it to load in the drive. Okay. 1 second. Back on the track. Right here. Back it again. It's Charles T. There you go. You're ready, no, coming back on the track with a one-time niggas take a fall and that's the decline. Better check chart, bitch. Ain't no right. About to eat this shit up straight like a one-take. Let me know you guys can hear it well. Hard, just like an earthquake. Okay, Cheddar can kind of hear it. Lands by the full as I just grinding to the top. Haters gonna hate when they see me shine. Break from the bottom now to the top. Really stay focused on my goal. Getting back on my grind like the simple energy prime. I'm trying to. Just call me the next. Hold on. 1 second. Am I? Oh, it's on my phone. Hold on a second. 1 second though. I think there's a way I can get to it. No. It's like everybody else. Yes, Taylor. I guess he got some use of calling me concept a lot. And I get that. I understand some people get used to me calling me that. But again, guys, for future reference, you can just call me by my real name, and that's Charles. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Hold on, y'all. Okay, by 12 o'clock, I'm... Taylor, why would I hate you? That is... Hold up. Bad. Okay, my bad. I had to confirm this. Okay. I know these kids are not on there. Let me go to my Google Drive real fast. I'm gonna play it through my laptop. Let me try my laptop. Everybody else like sleeps, so it's hard to play full blast. Okay, let me try again. Alright.
Back on the track.
I'm gonna put at 40. Let me know you can hear it now.
It's Charles T.
44.
You already know. Coming back on the track with a one-time nigga take a ball. That's the decline. Better check the chart, bitch. Ain't no rewrite. About to eat this shit up straight like a one take. My flow's going hard just like an earthquake.
50's at 50.
Don't be misled by the full as I'm just running to the top. Haters gonna hate when they see me shine. Break from the bottom now to the top. Really stay focused on my goal.
Thanks,
Getting
Bryce.
back on my grind like the simple energy prime motherfucker. Just call me the next.
It's at 50.
Ultimate prime. It's crazy how I keep the lyrics bars up to the top like never miss. It's the one hit, knock your ass down like a clown. People always come to judge on what I say or what I do. Keep the words in your mouth. Okay, fool. Gonna keep on talking shit. That's okay. But there's some thing you gotta know. One thing, I got a whole career up in my hands as I'm gonna make it to the top. Future businessman in the making. You keep on crashing of what you say, but when I make it up to the top, you're gonna know my name. You're gonna be like, God damn that Chelsea. I can't believe I made it up. I can't believe I lost this nigga dick. But it's okay. You can simple. Bend on your knees. You could acknowledge me and call me the original tribal chief.
No, Taylor, you're not in timeout. You're good, Taylor. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on anymore in the chat, guys. Go ahead, Cheddar. Go ahead. You could knock it out, Cheddar. I don't even know what's going on in the chat anymore. I'll walk out in a few minutes. Oh, okay, that makes sense. My bad, I'm not really thinking on that right now. My head was on something else. That reminds me of a big joke. But no, you're good. Used to be a professional rapper, that is absolutely right. I'll play the rest.
I'm coming up like the wire sticks, coming straight down from the underground of the Undertaker. When I shoot my shot, I never miss. I keep it being like a fish.
I like that line so much. I don't know. I was doing a lot of WWE references. Okay, I don't know what was worse. I don't know if this got it worse or the other night got it worse. Y'all need. I think it's time for your daily dose medicine, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna take a pause. Yes, that song. We're gonna take a pause on the rap. Actually, you know what you guys need. You know what you guys need. You need your daily dose medicine. You guys need. Come on, somebody. How late? I don't even know, bro. No, we're not playing that song. Chill out. I don't play that if she's in here, okay? If she's in here, I don't play that. If she's not in here, then we don't play it. But you guys are still on punishment for the last incident. So now it is time for your daily dose. If I can try this actually on this tablet, that'd be so nice. Lovely, it'd be nice. I don't know. But nothing. Luck training now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to get on board and take a ride with your pal
We need this right now in our life.
Cheer for everyone's favorite mouse, Chuck.
Talk to the OJs about that one, buddy. Oh, I didn't know Helen was doing all that. Hold on a second. One thing I love about Showcase, I love how some of these music videos are. I'm sorry, this is a bad habit of mine that I just look into a lot. Her, no. Her. Look at that. Look at that. Move it, girl. Move it, girl. Move it, girl. Alright. Ah, you good, buddy. Check those what? Oh, we don't talk about that night either. Oh no, I'm fine with Tyler. I know you guys were joking. I'm not mad. I know y'all was joking. I mean, I was... Tyler, I wasn't mad at you, dude. I'm chill. I was more focusing on those kids to bed. Yeah, we're cool, dude. I know y'all was joking. My bad. They made a joke about me grooming Bella, and he thought I was mad at him for it. I wasn't mad. I was, you know. So, hope you guys enjoy that. Hold on. But yeah, Tyler, we're good, dude. I'm not mad at you. Why would I be? Let me place it down. Almost. Like, I kind of figured that it was a joke. And it was like, yeah, they're just joking. I mean, it obviously wasn't true. Besides, I really don't like Bella, so. So. Okay, I try to piece this up. I guess I'll hold it. I don't know. But actually, Taylor. Well, since I wish there was a way to like hold this up. My bad, y'all. Tablets are horrible. I should just stream more on the computer more often. Okay. Anyway, come on. The mobile say like, "Hey, can this stand still?" No, it cannot. So, it's like 1 second. This is like behind the scenes working for a video, and you know it's going like completely suck mode when nothing is filled up space. Oh, this is so great for the auto contacts. I know. I know. This fire sucks. It is. And y'all needed that. Because Taylor felt bad because of the Bella joke. And I can understand that. But y'all still needed that. Daily dose. So, I guess I'll wake up every morning. Making sure you know it's still up train. But no, y'all good. Y'all good. I'm not mad. You know. I mean, you have to really push my buttons to like really get me mad. And that's like a rare thing. And these guys seen it before on stream. Like in some cases where I crash out. So it's like, you know. But I'm chill. I'm very chill. A lot of people just don't know, like, I can be very quiet on some occasions. Like, if I'm very quiet, if I like your energy, then it's like, I'll be, oh, that's so much better. Then I'll be, like, quiet and, like, but if you, like, really get me mad and, like, so pissed off, then I'm gonna, like, fucking crash out on you. But no. Like I said, it's hell depends. It's just so blurry, by the way, and I hate it. I hate the blurriness right here. I don't know why the screen. I mean, the scene, the thing is on like bright blurriness. It is crazy. Anyway, that's not the point. I just want to acknowledge that. Yes, team lead. Yeah, not Team Bella, of course. I'm gonna add some more stuff on the wall though soon, for sure. But speaking of rapness and stuff, I actually do want to make another rap song very soon. I want to make one about like Casa Cheese, you know, like the YouTube channel and stuff. I always want to get back to that core, to it, and then make a nice one about TJ. Tell about how awesome she is, a great YouTuber. It was like, subscribe to TJ. Don't skip out the cheesy bread. Now look, I really was hoping Taylor was joking about that idea. A diss track on Logan sounds so cool, but I don't want to grab like contentions or like grab like the wrong attention in the community, because the community is very messy, and I won't do that. I was a rapper before, yeah. Yes, I did back in my day, back in like high school, just for like fun and stuff. Um, but yeah, but I don't want to ruin my representation. I almost had that loss so many times before, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to ruin my representation about it. Well, I can understand that. It doesn't stop them from talking poo-poo, so why can't we just talk a little poo-poo and do the... Oh my god. I'll give it a thought. I'll give it a thought. I can tell you're not joking about this, so now I'm gonna take that in consideration. I'm gonna take that in consideration. I guess I'll make a great rap song to Taylor's haters. This is all the Taylor's haters out there. Yeah. Well, I'll consider the thought of making a song for all the Taylor's haters and supporters. So yeah, just a food for thought. And we just take 3 hours. Call them the cheesy bread haters. Yeah, that's something we were discussing about actually a while back, about it too. Oh my god. That would be so great. I'm about to get back to it before I announce my retirement tour. Oops, not supposed to say that. But oh man, I just did. I hope nobody heard about that one. About the retirement tour that I was supposedly planning on doing. retire. I don't know what y'all hearing. I don't know what y'all. No, okay, I'm gonna just say it. I thought of this funny idea, and like, I thought about it, and I was like, man, this has been so. I was like, you know, with all the recent incidents that's going on with CEC, and this had to do with the photo ride. I was like, I think it's time for me to announce the Constant Cheese retirement tour coming soon in 2027. And an idea of mine was like, no, I'm not gonna do it because I'm like, do I really want to post something as a joke like, hey, we're going on a retirement tour? And it's like, nope, because I already know about what's gonna happen next. Then I could have said, I might just turn heel and kick somebody in the goddamn balls and literally hit them with a metal piece and then all this other stuff. You got to be a wrestling fan to understand what I'm talking about right now. Which how determined this fandom is, I don't blame you. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I just thought it like it was a funny joke. You know, like, might turn heel on the community one day. I don't know. And then when I post like a face of John Cena, with like his serious face, and be like, might turn heel on this community. I don't know. I do a heel turn at the very end. Did I finish part 2? Damn it. Oh. Oh yes, I finished part 2. I'm catching up with all the videos before we do the interview. I know I'm gonna miss a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to get all the main coordinates out the way. So I'll have to send you the questions whenever I figure out the questions actually. Which there's a whole lot of videos that I got. I mean, there's a lot of questions I'm about to ask whenever we do the thing. And oh my god, I did the Billy Con one, previous one. I know, I am. Oh, I am. I am. Okay, you know it's funny too, because the first video I seen from Taylor was from my visit 3 Animatronics Pizzeria in one day. That was literally the first video I seen from Taylor. And from then on, because it wasn't that essay that she did, which is really great by the way. It was that one video, and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And the rest, guys, is freaking history. I remember too, it came my recognition of like, huh, this is so interesting. Let me get this video check out. And I remember we went to Pinesville, Billy Bob's Wonderland, and where was the other Springfield? Yeah, Springfield. Yeah. And I'm like, wow. Now I gotta watch the rest of these videos to like keen on in on so much other stuff. Which I know before the interview you got a lot of other surprises coming up, so I am not surprised by that. Knowing one thing about you, Taylor, you always have something cooking up in your little creative mind, and I'm excited to see what's next on the list for creativeness. Which actually gotta give props to you though. I didn't tell you this in the text messages, I thought about it, but I could get props to you though. Credit where credit is due, because if it weren't for you, Liam, and like many other people I started watching these videos, I wouldn't be doing like blogs on the channel. Cause you like, and again, I might mention this again whenever we do the interview, but you guys have so much like passion and much encouragement to go to these locations and get film and film these animatronics or stores or play the games and stuff. And I'm like, how do y'all do this without like getting questioned, looking weird? And it's like, wait, y'all do this normally, y'all YouTubers? And I was just like, wait, I can do this. I'm a YouTuber. So now I'm about to invest my money into that camera, the selfie mic, and the other stuff. Hopefully around the next check or so I can finally do that, because with the kids going back to school very soon, I want to film the next vlog at my local store and like do some updates over there. You know, like that'll be the next biggest thing I want to do. And yeah, right. And I was always hesitant about it too, but I'm just like, I need to start doing this. If she's doing it, if he doing it, they're doing it, then hell, I'ma do it. You know, I'll do it. You know, I'll go out and film. Which I pledged myself to go back to Metairie again and film over at Metairie. So hopefully I can find some time for that. You know, focus on what Cousin Jesus said. Thanks, Tyler. You're awesome, dude. Thanks. Even though I still have this one topic that's still, I gotta say, I honestly think that this next upcoming topic, not for the channel, for the talk show, sorry, for the talk show, is going to be arguably one of my best favorite topics. The Studio C will always be my favorite topic, but I have a lot of gut feelings that this is going to be my favorite topic, one of my favorite topics in the book that I'm saying that I'm proud to work on, along with some other ones too, which I'm hoping I can actually set time out to do. And then with the interview as well, coming very, very soon, I'm also excited to see how that interview plays out, because you know, I'm not active on YouTube. Like, I'm not really active, like, uploading stuff on YouTube and everything. And I try my best to, like, focus more on it. But I try my best, and I appreciate you guys' patience, even though, you know, it takes forever to make, and it's timing, and I'm just not on the right track where I was before. But again, appreciate you guys for supporting and the patience, and, you know, the way is there, you know. Okay, you make a video on Mayfield Heights, I swear I'm putting that in the interview. Like, you got to. I feel like you're going to. It's not that you need to. I feel like you're going to. Again, I could be wrong though. I could be wrong, but I feel like you're going to. Like, I can see it already. TJ Productions. Visit at Mayfield, Ohio. Well, I'll be on the lookout for that video. I'm telling you, you always got something. You always got something cooking up, and it's like, it's so amazing. I need to get back editing the blog, or get started editing this blog, because, you know, once we start doing more, once we start doing more, blogging as well, because I know I want to slide out and check out their store, and hopefully find that Toys R Us, abandoned Toys R Us in Metairie, in the Kmart in Metairie, even though in the last blog it didn't happen. But that'll be the next end goal. That'll be my next end goal of doing. How do you feel about the bird disappearing, not being placed with a light? As someone that grew up with Studio C, like an alpha, because I love alphas. Alphas are my favorite stage. Fight me. But yeah, if oh my god, I hate that idea. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but it's like getting rid of a character that's been with the stage since the beginning. It hurts me, because it's like, even though the bird wasn't like much of an important character, but the bird is still cool, okay? the Studio C show proves to me that Bird was the best ass character ever, and I fucking love Bird. I love Bird. Bird is amazing. Bird should have more speaking roles. Bird is life. Bird is everything. Bird. Reggie is cool too. Love you, man. But yeah, it was weird. It really weird. Like I kind of get it. Like maybe the Bird was like unfunctional, but yes, the Bird was originally supposed to be his sidekick, but then Jeremy disregard that, and the Bird did have some speaking roles, which I'm fucking pissed at that idea. And like, I was so close to writing a post one time on Instagram saying like, the Bird deserved better in Chuck E. Cheese Showcase. The Bird does not meet the background announcer. The Bird deserved more speaking lines. Why? Why did the Bird only have like a few speaking lines and last was August 1999? I can literally rant about the Bird in a goddamn video one day. Oh, that'd be so great for that Studio C video. I can just picture it now. It's not the Bird, it's Reggie. No, Matt's Bird name is Reggie, but it's the Bird. But his Bird's name is Reggie, and I miss my Studio C Alpha. I miss Memory. I miss seeing that Bird. His childhood, we were like shit his fucking pants seeing another Studio C again. I miss the Bird. The Bird was so damn cool. I remember seeing the Alpha stage a lot as a kid. I said, oh, that's Chucky's house. Chucky got a piece of phone. Chucky got an Apple TV. Chucky got a Bird. I don't know what the Bird was doing, but I love that Studio C essay. I love that Studio C essay. Oh my god. So can we say that the Bird is a word? Yes. Is this more better than just the Bird? Yep. Y'all make me want to play the Studio C video on this live stream. Like, y'all really make me want to play that Studio C video on this live stream. I am not going to, but since you're talking about the Bird, I'm not. That's a video too. Maybe another night we'll watch it, but that's some of my favorite episodes. Oh, right, shoot, okay. Screaming for, I think, 6 minutes straight. 6 minutes straight. There's a video checking screaming 6 minutes straight. Shoot, man, okay. Okay, I got you. Guys, I don't think we're ending the stream anytime soon now. Screaming for 6 minutes. This one for 30 seconds. Wait. Let's do silent screaming, middle, straight. Hold on. Oh, I see it. Second one right here. Oh, 30 seconds. Is it 30? 30 seconds straight? I know, Cheddar, I know. Yeah, hit 3 hours too. Bingo. 4 hours? No. I think it's this one. Is it 30 seconds straight? I think it's 30 hours straight.